before we start with our program, before we start with our program for today, I would like us to have a short opening prayer before we start. So, shall we pray, please? Amen, amen, amen. Once again, you're all welcome to this webinar organized by Scholars and Associates in collaboration with the BHJCR. We would like to express our profound gratitude to the University of Ghana Business School, BHJCR, for partnering with the Scholars. Once again, we're grateful to the BHJCR for this opportunity. We have with us a representative and she'll be giving us our welcome address for today. Miss Erica, if you're with us, can we have our welcome address, please? Do we have Miss Erica with us, please? Okay, it seems we don't have Miss Erica with us, and so we would move on from there. Before we move on, I'd like to give a brief about the Scholars and Associates Club. So I was once a member of this Scholars and Associates Club, or let me say I was a beneficiary of this association. Um, it was formed by a young man. Okay, I think we have Erica now. So Erica will take over from us. And Miss Erica, if you could unmute yourself. Miss Erica, could you please unmute yourself?
Hi, please can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. So sorry about that. Hello everyone, good evening. So my name is Erica Magikum, the General Secretary of the University of Ghana Business House Komo Room. And it's an honor to welcome you all as you step into level 300. You're about to embark on an exciting journey filled with new challenges and opportunities. Think of this as a chance to redefine what you can achieve. Stay curious, ask questions, and dive into the experiences that will shape your future. Remember, the BHJCR is here to support you, and Scholars and Associates is also here to guide you. I also want to express our gratitude to the speakers who have taken time out of their busy schedules to educate us all. Their insights will be invaluable as we move forward. Congratulations on reaching this milestone and best of luck in our upcoming academic year. Enjoy the orientation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Erica. And once again, thank you to the BHJCR for this great opportunity. So we would now kick into our activities for today. But before we do that, I was giving all of us a brief of the Scholars and Associates Club. So as I said earlier, I was once a member of this club and I was a beneficiary of the association. And it was formed by a young man who at the time was my colleague. However, he was so learned in the field of study that most of us who had no prior knowledge of who he was actually thought he was a TA or someone else. But it turned out that he was actually one of our colleagues. Fast forward, his dedication and hard work, as well as his passion that he had towards his colleagues and helping others, has brought Scholars and Associates where I wouldn't like to bore us with much talk. We would dive right into what we have to do today. Um, we would now have an overview, a general overview of the programs that we have at the business school. And to help us do that is a very dedicated and God-fearing young man who likes to achieve what must be achieved. He's an alumnus of the UGBS. He read accounting with a first class honors. He has strong skills in project management, finance, and marketing. Currently, he is with the Ministry of Finance as a bookkeeper in the Accounts and Treasury Unit. He's a detailed, oriented team player with strong organizational skills. He has the ability to handle multiple projects simultaneously, and he has a high degree of accuracy. He's organized and dependable, and he's a candidate that is successful at managing multiple priorities with a positive attitude. He has been a blessing to many students of University of Ghana Business School, both past and current students. And he's here tonight as the CEO of Scholars and Associates to share with us how Scholars and Associates started and give us the general overview of the programs we have at UGBS. Let's all welcome Philip Wajom Praiser. Philip, if you're here with us, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much for the
Do we
news.
have Philip with us?
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Okay, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and also for the praises that you are giving me. God bless you. Let me. I would like to. So my name is Philip Boadjon Praiser, popularly known as Fifi Philip. Both of you don't know my name. Let me think. Let me see if I can share my video. Um, can you see me now?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay. So thank you very much once again for the opportunity. Now, welcome to this webinar. It is to guide you on the program selection and also to know more about the career opportunities that are available for you. So I'll talk about how Scholars and Associates started. I would be sharing some videos to tell you more about how it started and how it is going by God's grace. So let me see if I can share my screen as well. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, please, we can.
Okay. So I would be showing some videos as I demonstrate how Scholars and Associates started. So I actually started, I started with one student as usual, and she is in the person of Goodman Amparo Mensa. So Goodman was there one day after I had written my first semester examination. So I was actually a distant student of the University of Ghana Business School. So during the COVID-19 period, distance education had the opportunity to do their semester before before the regular students. So after writing my exams, so we had our exams first before the regular students had theirs. Usually on the normal level, regular students have their semester, and then when they are done, then distance students come and take over the various halls and then write their exams. But during the COVID-19 period time, everything changed, and we had a distance students writing their exam first. So level 100 and level 400 were on campus as they were having their semester. Level 100, 400 regular students were on campus, and then 200 and 300 students were in the house, whilst a distance education students, all levels are on campus. So after going through my second semester microeconomics, business accounting one, commercial law, and the other courses in the first semester, I realized that, oh, okay, then I can be able to assist other people because I was done with my semester. I was on campus. I was at Elizabeth Francis Say. So after writing my exams, I was like, oh, okay, then why don't I stay? Because when I began, I was actually working before I started school. So I was working with Jumia Ghana Limited as a vendor. So after writing my exam, I realized, oh, why don't I pause the junior and then take this thing as my personal work so that I'll be teaching students rather, I'll be assisting students, and then they'll be paying something small, right? Yes. So I met this lady, Goodman Amparo, and then she was interested. So she DM'd me, and then we started. So I started in my room. That was 2020, 2021 academic period. So I started with Goodman. She's a lady, so Goodman Amparo Mensa, yes. So when I started with her, she recommended her friends. So she said she was having a friend. So she recommended that friend, and then the friend came. So they were two. And then I started with them. And then as time goes on, one student named Mabel Darko also came. So there were three students. So this them started Please, can you see? So this is the bed of scholars and associates. Started with the first member of SND. It decided to this other other also for 3 students. And it came to 5 students, grew to 5 students, and now market students at the basement. So this is one I'm proud of. 21. And then we have only one. I called the chairman. So that is it. And then the two photo first batch. We had this was the photo for the first batch. Please, did you hear me as the video was playing? Did you hear my voice? Hello, please, I'd like to know whether you heard me as the video was playing. Okay, so you heard
Yes,
me.
please.
All
I
right.
heard you. Yes, please.
So, did you understand the video, or we should play it again? I think the co-host can assist me by checking the chat box and then giving me the feedback.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So what are they saying? I believe you liked the first video. So that was our first batch. Let me play it again. So this is the first scholars and associates. Started with Goodman Park, first member of SND, and later 2 ladies joined him. They were doing started with physics, and I did some also transport. So that is the link. That is me. Amparo is here. This is Sarah. Three, Babel, chairman, and then forgetting the last person. To the 5, sorry, no. So the number, then I go to Grace, we go to, but then not all of them were people that they are seeing. It's not all of them. There's some, most of them, they're not. So that is the first batch of scholars and associates. I would also like to introduce the second batch. This is the second batch. So sometimes we train our students to help them to this. So it started as a private classes, but now it is not a private classes. It is an association or a club. We take money, but then now it's an association or a club. So members pay dues. And if you pay the dues, you get a ticket. So it is not expensive. It is something small. Our time period when this time that we have to get venues and equipment. This the second batch. We were not getting venues, so we were one JQP, different JQP. You can just imagine. And then this is the class session. This is after teaching programs. After I was done teaching some shots, this was representatives of the second batch. So not all of them are around. not all of them out to take the photo, but those who are winning around and then we take the photo together. So this is the second video or the second batch. Then we quickly move to the third batch. Third batch. We quickly move to the third batch. For the third batch, different. Let's take it again. So this is for the second. Most of the students come out going to these period of third, we are done with the third batch. Then they come out with third again, the results of various batch. So this is a group photo for the representatives, not all of them. And then we can talk of fourth batch. So this is our fourth batch. That is the 10th batch. So we had a section together, partnered with SLC as well. Then we had a so sometimes we
Hi, Philip. Please, I think playing the videos and talking at the same time is
so
interrupting your
Farida,
flow.
Farida, are you speaking?
Yes, I think playing the videos and talking, it doesn't make you audible enough. So we can't hear you whilst the videos are playing.
So I should play the video again.
Yeah.
So I'm playing
But
the
if you
fourth
could,
batch. Sorry?
okay, if you could stop talking while playing the video, because we can't hear you.
Oh,
Well,
okay. That's why I asked whether you could hear me, but so this fourth batch is the recent batch, the current batch that we handled. And this we had a session, that is the classroom section. So this was a business maths class. It was organized by Scholars and Associates in collaboration with JLate, who J-Lit Guru, what's the name? J-Lit and Guru SRC position. Yeah. So we came together and then we had business maths class together. All right. So thank you very much for the brief introduction of scholars and associates. So I would also like to give a general. Now let's come to our main business. So I would like to give the overview of the various programs at the business school. So this program is mainly centered on prospective level 300. So the 200s who are now going to level 300. So they are the main reason why we organize this session. So that they know, but other levels can also join to also know the careers or the careers that are available for the respective programs. So I welcome you all once again to this session. So I believe that we have gone through level 200, level 100, and then we went through some courses. So in level 300, we will be majoring in our respective programs. So we have the marketing, we have the accounting, we have the banking and finance, we have the public administration, human resource management, health service management, and then the insurance. So the first 2 years of our academic journey in the university gave us a brief summary of all the programs that I mentioned. So courses like principles of management. So the courses like principles of management, the introduction to business administration, corporate social responsibility, that is the CSR, introduction to public administration, the fundamentals of accounting, introduction to accounting, microeconomics, macroeconomics, and the African studies and the rest. So all these courses that we took in level 100 and 200 is an eye-opener to what the programs would entails. So this is an eye-opener to what the various programs that I mentioned entails. So this should therefore be our benchmark and our benchmark for choosing the various programs that we would like to major in. Because if you had done a course like Introduction to Accounting, Fundamentals of Accounting, you have seen how the accounting looks like. So that is how, if you are going to major in the accounting, that is how it is like. So if you like the accounting, then you should like the fundamentals of accounting and the introduction to accounting as well. So a course like corporate social responsibility, CSR, is like marketing. So you know how you are going to, what programs businesses undertake that would help them promote their brand and other stuff. So this is in a form of marketing. So the corporate social responsibility looks like the market. So if you like marketing, then you should also like corporate social responsibility because they work hand in hand. So it's like the 100 and 200, they are giving you the general overview of all the programs that when you get to level 300 and 400, you'll be what? Choosing. You'll be majoring in. So that should be one of the benchmarks for choosing the program that you are going in for. Don't allow people or your colleagues or the fame that has been attached to a particular program to tell you what to do. Or maybe your friends, you have a group study that because they are your friends, you would like them, because they are your friends, so you like to follow them and then go in for the courses or the program that they are choosing. If you do that, we all came to the university separately with different heads. Our heads are not the same. Our brains are not the same. So if you are following friends like, oh, this guy is my study mate and he's choosing public administration. Hey, so let me also go for public administration, even though I don't have the passion for it. And you have also done introduction to public admin. So you have gained a summary of the administration of the public administration. So if you like public administration, the introduction to public administration will tell you that, oh, okay, so this is introduction. It is introducing me to the general program. So if you like it, then that would inform your decision to choose that or that program. And then we can also talk of the African studies and the rest. So there are many more. So all the level principles of management and other stuff. What I say. So it's like all the programs that are in level 300 and 400, or the majors that you'll be choosing, it is already in level 100 and 200. They have already introduced you to it. So here it is up to you to choose the one that you like. Oh, I really like the introduction to accounting. I really like the fundamentals of accounting, and therefore I can go in for accounting. If there are fundamentals of accounting, introduction to accounting, you didn't like it or you didn't perform well, even though some students didn't perform well and they had like C or maybe D, but now they are ready to learn. So I don't know if the business school continue to do this. They have a cutoff point for a course like program like accounting, that is C plus. So at least you should get C plus if you want to major in accounting. I don't know if they have now amended it, but what I know is that D plus is for accounting. If that is the cutoff point, if you want to major in accounting, but with other programs, there is no cutoff point. So you see, but some students get D and then they go and see the HOD. If you go and see the HOD and clarify that this D that I had is like I didn't prepare, or during the exams, I was sick. So because of that, I was not able to learn hard and then pass the exams well. So is it when you give this explanation, you know that, oh, okay, then this guy is good, he can major in accounting. Let's push him into the accounting. What I say. So that is how the whole thing looks like. So I'm saying that I shouldn't follow people because they are doing that. It's in they are different. We are not having the same head. Obiani senior or processing yama, and Obiani, someone can be very good in accounting, but very bad in public administration. Someone can also be very good in public administration, but not good in accounting. Some people too can be good everywhere. What I say, some people can be good everywhere. That is how it is. Me like this, I really like calculation more than the um, theory courses or theory programs. Reason being that with the calculation, if I solve and my answer is 2, okay. So if I solve and then my answer is 2, that is the answer. It is correct. Marking scheme is 2. But then if a course like a reading course and I write my brofo, I believe those of you who are in the scholars group, I told you my story on academic writing too, right? What happened? So I write my brofo and then a lecturer will mark me and be like, your brofo is not it's not sweet, so I'm giving you this grade. If it was to be a calculation course, I have balanced it or the final answer is 2 or 200. I write my 200, it is correct. Even if I don't get the final answer correct, you get a ticks. What is sweet in accounting is that you get a ticks even if you don't get the final answer. So that is how the program. So it is better for you to graduate with a better class in the program that you like than to choose a program that you don't like and you are graduating with third class or fourth class deeper. You're getting. So don't follow your friends. First class is good, second upper is good, but second lower downwards, I would not encourage that. So it's better you get first class up These are the two classes. So go for the program that you think would benefit you. Don't follow your friend, even if you are twins and your other um, um, your brother or sister is going for accounting because he thinks he can study accounting, he can study or finance because he thinks he can study, then you would follow him or her because we are all twins and we will study together. It is good, but if you want to major some courses, you need to sit down. Some courses you can sit down 2 days to the paper, then you read 2 and 4, and then you go and pass the paper. Some courses too, it is not about 2 days to the paper. It is you sitting down just when the semester begins. So don't let someone deceive you about popularity attached to a course or a program. So people be like, hey, this course there, if you do it, hey, they respect you. So a course like accounting or finance, when you do it, people respect you. They're like, hey, you're an accounting student. Wow, you're a shark. Don't let the fame that is attached to it deceive you. Go for what you think you can do. What I say? So the various speakers are here to educate us on the various programs. I have given a general overview of that, and they would talk about the. They would give a general overview on that. They will give a specific overview on that. So I don't know whether Goodman is here. Goodman, are you here? Amparo. So I would pave way for other members or brethren to ask questions if they have. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Philip. We will now take some questions. If you have any questions concerning Philip's presentations, you can kindly raise your hand and then we will quickly attend to you. If you have any questions for Philip before he leaves. Any questions for Philip, please? Okay. Looks like they understood very well everything you said. Okay. I think someone has a question. Okay. The person is asking if you can tell them more about health service management. Okay, I think there'll be a session, a full session on that. So I'm sure whatever your concerns are concerning the health service management, it will be addressed appropriately. Thank you so much, Philip. Philip, are you done?
Yes, please. So I'm done with my presentation. If they don't have any question for me now, maybe their questions will come later, or maybe their questions would be directed to the various speakers and not me.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much for this presentation. Okay, now we will be moving on to our individual departmental presentations. This session promises to be informative and very educative as well, since it's going to inform our dear students about what should inform their choices of programs, especially when it comes to choosing your major as a student. And today we have personalities from all the departments, from HR, from public administration, from health service management, marketing, finance, and accounting. And these people are personalities that excelled in their studies, and they'll be here to share their experiences with us. We have a keynote speaker. He was the valedictorian for the class of 2023, and he'll also be sharing his experience with us shortly. Right now, we would move on to our next speaker. And this speaker is from the HR, would be talking about the HR department. This person is in the person of Mami Esi Owo Ajiman. She's an alumna of the University of Ghana Business School, class of 2023. Throughout her academic journey, she demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, psychology students. Currently, she serves as the digital executive within the payments and digital function at Absa Bank Ghana Limited. She's an avid reader and a natural leader. Mamiesi is poised to share her experiences with us today. And so, Mamiesi, if you're with us, you can kindly unmute yourself and the floor is yours. Do we have Mamiesi with us, please?
We'd have to unmute her.
Okay.
So, Mamiesi, raise your hand so we can unmute you.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone.
Good
I hope you
evening.
can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'll quickly share my video and then turn it off. Okay, so hi, this is me. Okay, so let's get right into it. Thank you all for joining the call. I'm honored to be on the call, and I appreciate Philip for inviting me over to take you through the HR course at EGBS. So we'll be looking at HR as a major, the details about the HR course at EGBS, and then career opportunities for HR graduates. Why choose HR? We conclude and you ask your questions. Okay, so I believe most of us have heard about HR maybe during the time when we went to do our internships and all that. So basically, HR involves managing people within organizations. Yeah, so anything that has to do with recruitment all through till the employee retires, it revolves around HR. So we'll look at the key functions of HR. So in HR, we do talent acquisition. So we acquire talent. How do we go about this? So we go about this by recruiting talent in organizations. So we do onboarding. We we do onboarding. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mamiesi, please.
Yes, we can hear
you
you.
can see the slides.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Okay. So in the process of acquiring talent, we recruit. We also conduct interviews. We onboard them into the organization. Please move on to the next page. Yeah, thank you. And we also recruit and select. This is where we seek out for people to take up roles within our organizations. So that's what we also do. We also work on training and development, where we analyze the training needs of an organization, and then we introduce trainings so that the employees go through that to upskill and just get up to date with the current trends within any organization you find yourself. And we also work on performance management, which is also a tool used by HR to monitor and evaluate employees. So when you're working and you're not performing, they use the performance management approach to help you get on track. Yes. So we move on to the next one, which is employee relations. It's also a key function in HR where we create a positive work environment for all our employees. So what we usually do to when it comes to employee relations, what we normally do is to create a work-life balance for our employees. So we come up with policies to make them feel connected to the organization. So if you're someone who is interested in making people happy, in making people happy, you can come up with nice ideas, strategies, policies, so that it can help the environment as a whole. And then we also have compensation and benefits. So as HR, compensation and benefits is a strategic function of HR, where HR looks at the demands of your role and then they design a salary structure fit for your role. So this strategy is just used to attract top talent and to foster employee satisfaction and boost productivity. So let's go into the course overview, the program structure for level 300. So I'll be taking you guys through the HR courses. So we have in the first semester, I'll be taking the human behavior and organization course, which involves studying human behavior in the organizational setting. So it includes how individuals interact with each other within the organization, and then how the individual also interacts with the organization itself. So you look at motivation, power and influence. You treat a topic on leadership as well. And then the next HR course here is labor law, which is also a theory course that is mostly centered on Labor Act, the Workmen Compensation Act, and the International Labor Organization standards. So I think you should have more knowledge on HR laws. I mean, when it comes to labor issues, you should understand it very well to excel in that course. It's a really interesting course. But I believe that even if you're not taking the HR course, you can just read around it because it will be very, very useful someday to you when you start working. And then in the second semester, you'll be taking the Introduction to Human Resource Management course, which also talks about recruitment, training and development, compensation. So it gives you the foundation for all aspects of HR. Yes, so when it comes to HR, they give you like a solid foundation to take more advanced courses within the field. And then we move on to Introduction to Production Management. I believe that's a broad course, but then it's only HR students who take that course. So it's both for BSc and BA students who are reading HR. So this course involves like managing inputs, like produce some output. So whatever happens in the production process, you will learn. So it involves topics like operations management strategy. You talk about product and services design, reliability, quality assurance. You learn a lot. You can incorporate that into your business. It's a really, really interesting course as well. I think that'll be all for level 300 HR courses. And I think the research method course is a compulsory course. But then those of us who read psychology did it in the psychology department. So if you're reading BA in maybe HR and Chinese or something, you probably take it at the business school. This research methods course helps your long essay, it helps you in your long essay write-ups and all that. So the program structure for level 400, look at labor economics. Labor economics is a calculation course. I think that's where scholars and associates comes in. So it's a calculation course generally centered on labor issues. So you learn how to calculate the minimum wage, the cost of going to school, the cost of getting a degree, a master's degree, the cost of probably staying home immediately, no, staying No, the cost of going to school, immediately after you complete SHS, and then the cost of you working immediately after SHS, it's all the calculated something, and it's very, very interesting. Yeah. So that's also a calculation cost. And then we'll look at the manpower planning bit of it. Manpower planning is basically human resource planning. So in an organization, you have to plan your human resource. So you should know when to recruit people, when not to recruit, in order to avoid overstaffing and understaffing. Yeah. And then so the second semester courses, we'll look at business policy. Business policy, I think, is a compulsory course for all business school students. And then you look at so within the business policy course, you take some courses in strategic management, external environment, the global environment, strategy formulation, the mission of how the mission impacts business and all that. Yeah, so we'll move on to industrial relations. Industrial relations is all about this union management. If you're not in an organization where they have a union, you talk about all of those things. And it looks at the issue of strikes, collective bargaining, and negotiations. So you also look at how it all came about from the Marxist approach, the radicalist approach, and all that. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next one, which is the key skills relevant in HR. In HR, we need people to have leadership skills, because you'll be managing and leading teams. As HR, people usually come to you. You're always the leader, you're the face of the business. Let me say it that way. So you should have leadership skills. You should have very, very good communication skills, because you'll be interacting with people, you'll be drafting memos, sending letters here and there. So you should have a very, very good interpersonal relationship. You should be able to negotiate well as well. And then we move on to the analytical and problem-solving skills. This is because you address and resolve employee-related issues. Because this employee will probably come to you, this person is not doing this thing right. They confide in HR. So you should have very, very high analytical and problem-solving skills. You should also have technical skills like having knowledge in HR software. I think I saw a flyer around where the HR association on campus organize a software program, an HR software. I encourage most of you to take it, because it's very, very relevant in the job market. And then some career opportunities in HR. We look at the HR generalist. So as an HR generalist, you basically manage all the functions in HR. So some key activities are like recruitment, employee relations, policy implementation, training and development. You basically do everything in HR. And then recruitment specialist, you focus on attracting and hiring talent. Yours is to get the talents for the organization. So the key activities are just like job postings, interviewing, onboarding, and all that until the individual is settled in the organization. You can also look at training and development. There's also training and development manager. And that particular person analyzes the training needs of an organization and then implement training programs in place to help the organization's employees upskill to get updated with current trends. There's also the compensation and benefits analyst, who also looks at managing employee compensation and benefits. So they look at what your role entails and how much they can give you and all that. It's also done by HR. And then we have an opportunity in HR, which is the career, the HR consultant. With that one, you go expertise in a particular field. So it could be training and development. So you give expert advice in maybe training and development to organizations. Yeah. So that one, I think when you've had so much experience in the field, that's when you get to become an HR consultant. And then the job market and employment trends. There's a demand for HR professionals, because HR is not just a key function in the organization, it's a strategic function in the organization. Because if you are recruiting people and you are not recruiting people for the business, you're making a mistake. So it's a strategic function in HR. So there's demand for it. There are growth opportunities because you get to explore a lot of industries. Currently, I work with the banking industry. I'm in the banking industry. And so this should tell you that it doesn't matter where you are, wherever you are, you can excel as an HR. And then there are emerging trends, which makes life easier for HRs. You get to work from home, HR technology, you can use the HRIS at the comfort of your home and all that. So you don't necessarily have to be at the office as maybe a recruitment specialist, can do everything from the comfort of your home. Yeah, so why choose HR? I would always say that HR is an interesting course. So I encourage most people to choose HR. And then when it comes to HR, you can make impact on organizations because we play a crucial role. I always call HR the face of every organization. So as an HR, you don't just do what you do when you come to work or something. You impact the organization because whatever you do, whatever actions you take revolves around the organization, it impacts the organization. Because if you don't make great policies, it will affect the business. If you make policies that makes employees not so productive and all that, it will definitely impact the organization in a negative way. And then we can also look at career flexibility. In HR, you can work in a lot of industries and sectors. You can work everywhere. HR is needed everywhere. When there's a new company, they are looking for an HR. They are looking for an HR, yes. And then there's some form of personal fulfillment. You have the ability to make like a positive difference in the lives of people. If you are able to coach people to excel at interviews, you are able to help people plan their careers. It makes you happy. Personally, it makes me happy. So I believe if you really, really like HR, you definitely enjoy it. And you definitely enjoy helping people. Yes. And then the last thing I'll talk about is profession. It's a noble profession. When you say you're an HR, the respect is not a joke. Yeah. So I'll conclude by saying that connect more whilst you're on campus, take online courses. So currently, data analytics is driving the world, is driving businesses, it's moving businesses. So as you're in school, try and then learn a skill online. There are lots of them available. And then take up leadership roles. Do not be shy to ask for help. Learn to understand and pray, because we can't do this without God. All right. Thank you so much for your time. This brings me to the end of my presentation.
Thank you
If
so
you have
much.
any questions.
Okay. Please, if you have any questions for Mamisi, kindly raise your hand and we will attend to you. Please, any questions? If you want to major in HR, if there are any questions you have, kindly raise your hand.
I think there's a message in the box, in the chat box.
Okay, someone is saying, please go back to the career opportunities. I think the person wants more clarification on that. The career opportunities that are available for HR, for studying HR.
Yeah, so the career opportunities. What question? Let me see. Please, what question do you want to ask about it?
Please, the person asking the question on the career opportunities, can you be more specific with your question? I think someone has raised their hand. Okay, James Amwako, I'm unmuting you so you can ask your question.
Yeah, good evening. I'm
Good
James Amwako, as you said. My question is like studying the course. What problem are you guys facing? Are you guys facing any problem studying the course? That's my problem. my question, sorry.
Okay. Are we facing challenges after taking the course? I wouldn't say I'm facing challenges because there are a lot of opportunities for HR out there. Currently, the Human Resource Certification Center is organizing mentorship trainings to HR students. So if you're interested, you can just join the next cohort. This opportunity does not only help you learn about HR, but it helps you connect with HRs in various organizations. So if you're able to connect well with that particular HR, you can probably serve as an intern under him or her for some time, and you learn, because in HR, if you don't really know what you are doing, you can't do it. You can't say HR is just like a reading course, so that is it. No, you just have to like understand, have an experience of how it works, because we work with human beings, and sometimes human beings are very, very controversial, so you learn a lot. And there are lots of webinars and sessions going on online. You can just join and just listen. You get to know that you've learned a lot. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's easy to get into HR, like just apply and get it. You need to understand HR. There's a lot of work that you have to do to get there. It is not on a silver platter, but then you get there. I hope I've answered your question.
Okay, so the person that asked the question earlier was saying he joined late, so he's not aware of the career opportunities available at all with HR. So if you could please do justice to that.
Oh, okay. I'll do that quickly. So with the HR generalist, you get to manage like various functions in HR within every organization. So the key activities involves recruitment, employee relations, policy implementation. You basically do everything under HR. And then when it comes to recruitment specialists, you focus on attracting and hiring talent. So you just look for talent for the organization. When we say we need a business developer, you need to get a business developer for us. So that's what a recruitment specialist does. And then a training and development manager analyzes the training needs of an organization and comes up with training he or she designs training packages that are best fit for every employee. So let's say if you are in the customer service area and you're not really doing well, there's a training kit for you where you learn more about customer service, how to approach your customers. If you have a problem too, they will assist you. And then with compensation and benefits, you analyze the roles of individuals, like the role itself. So what does the person do? How does it impact the organization? So that's how they analyze the whole thing and then come up with a salary structure fit for the role in order to attract top talent, to drive employee satisfaction and productivity. And then with the HR consultants, you grow expertise in a particular field. Some HR consultants do not specialize in just one field, but they have experience in all the fields. So they consult for other organizations. So with the HR consultants, you can I think when you have so much experience in the field, you get to become a consultant, and then you give HR advice to companies. Yes. I hope you got it.
Okay, I think someone else is asking, what can you readily do after your HR degree, or you need to have your master's before you can work as an HR person? I think that if I'm
Well,
right
I
about
would say that it depends on your experience. So whilst you are in school, were you taking internships? Were you working with organizations? What can you do when it comes to HR? What can you do? Because currently I see a lot of HR roles being floated all over the internet. What can you do? Can you do the work? Because you can't say that even if you have a master's degree and you don't know the work, it's very difficult to get into it. Yes. So you just have to grow expertise in the field, build connections, network properly, join HR groups. join HR certification centers and all that. They organize a lot of networking events where you get to network with HRs. When they see you to be a young HR, they are so glad to help you. I currently have a mentor from the HR certification and mentorship program that I took, and she's coaching me with so much, enthusiasm and all that. So you can take advantage of all these things to become better HRs. So you don't necessarily have to have a degree, a master's. When you have a degree and you have a professional certification, it's fine, but you should go experience in the field.
Okay, someone else in the chat section is asking, now that we are in the era of AI, how relevant will HR be, say, in the next 20 years, and how should they position themselves to be able to work in the job market, especially in the HR field?
Okay. HR will be relevant in the next 20 years. I'm saying this because we deal with human beings. In as much as I think all these tools are there to help us make our work easier. So let's say you're an HR manager for a company managing like 50, let's say 100 people. If you are still using the old ways of storing information for our employees, you're going to get exhausted all the time. But then these tools have come to help us become efficient as HR professionals in order to take advantage of that, so that we take advantage of the time left to do other things. We work with human beings, and definitely we'll have to draft policies that are facing him that can help human beings, because every day comes a new issue. So HR will still be relevant, I would say. I think I didn't get the second part of the question.
Okay, they're asking how they can position themselves so that they are relevant in the job market in the near future.
Okay, so positioning yourself in the job market in the future is all about taking and take some of them. You should network. That's the most important thing. You should network. And then you should take online courses like data analytics, because currently data is driving businesses and moving the world. So if you have analytics, we do this based on data. Right now, there's a lot of data in the world. So I would encourage you to take data analytics courses, grow some form of experience in the field, so that you'll be able to stay relevant in the field and keep up with current trends. Whenever there's something new, don't say, oh, it's later. Just grab it and learn. Keep that certificate somewhere. You
Up for our next presentation. I know spare time we would address all your questions. But for now, we would have to move on to our next presentation. We have a host of other presentation coming on. We have from the public
Farida,
administration. Yes. Yes.
I think they can connect to me on LinkedIn, Mamisi Oajman. So from there, they have further questions. Okay.
Okay. So please drop your LinkedIn again. You can connect with her on LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn.
Okay, I'll drop that in the comment section.
Sure. So you can connect with her thereafter if you have any questions. All right. So moving on, we have presentations from the public administration department, health service management, marketing, finance, accounting. Our valedictorian will be coming up shortly. Next up on our bill is our presentation from the public administration department, and we will have an individual who is currently a BSc administration student who is majoring in public admin. He's currently the president for the Public Administration Students Association. He was a course rep in level 300 and level 100. He was a group leader for most of the group presentations done in level 200 and 300. His alma mater is George Penny Senior High School. And in SAT, and he's currently the branch youth president for Pentecostal Holiness Church. He's in the So Eric, if you're here with us, the floor is yours, please.
Good evening, everybody. Please, can you all see my screen?
No, I can't see your screen, please.
Okay. How about now, please?
Yes, we can see now.
All right. Sorry about that. So I'll show my face briefly so that the level 200s, our new level 300s that do not know me can easily identify me. Especially those that would like to major in public administration, because we are going to be interacting a lot. All right. Thank you. So public administration is basically the management of affairs or activities to achieve a goal. Since all of us took introduction to public administration, I believe we are very much aware of this thing. So the nature of public administration is said to be eclectic in the sense that it derives its ideas from a broad and diverse range of sources. Okay, so public administration system, which we call the PA system, has actors, institutions, processes, and means by which the visions of a government are actualized. So these are all interconnected and they sit between public sector, politics, and private sector. So it cuts across, everything that happens within the state. That is public administration. So I'll be talking about the career opportunities related to this program at the tail end of the presentation. For now, I'll talk about the courses briefly, but I'll spend more time on the career opportunities because that is the end of everything we are doing, where it is leading you to. So in level 300, you are going to be taking these courses. The first and very important one is the political setting of administration. So this course gives the political context within which administration operates in Ghana. That is the relationship between politics and then administration, how the two impact each other. That is how administration affects politics and how politics also affects administration. This course deals with that and how, so this course is taken by both the BSc and BA students. So both BSc and BA students are going to take this course. It talks about the political context within which administration operates in Ghana, particularly. Then the next one, which is the management of NGOs. So to educate students on how NGOs emerged, then particularly how to start an NGO, you'll be taught that, and then how to also run and manage an NGO. So this course puts you in a position to be able to work in an NGO as an administrator for that particular NGO, and you can also set your own NGO up. To talk about this briefly, the lecturer even told us that when the number used to be very small, every semester when they run this course, they get people who actually come out with real NGOs. They begin doing something in that regard. But for our time, you only take it as an assignment. You create an imaginary NGO, but they do not get that time for us to coach us or to help us actually come out with it as a tangible thing. So that is it with this course. Also, but this course is taken by only BSc students. Yeah, the management of NGOs will be taken by only BSc students. So the next one is the constitutional law. So constitutional law helps you know what informed the current constitution, the things that led to why we have our current constitution and everything in it. You learn about that. Then the relevance of constitution for governance, and also the implication of constitutional provisions on administration. So the constitutional requirements or things in the constitution, how they impact administration in Ghana. And when I talk of administration, how we are managing the whole, Ghanaian system, how the constitutional provisions are impacting that is what this course looks at. So you learn about that so that you know why certain things are going on in the system and they cannot be addressed because of some provisions in the constitution. So through that, we can be advocating for changes and all that. So that is what this course deals with. Also taken by both BSc and BA students. Then the next one is the export administration. So in this course, you are going to learn theories and practices of export in Ghana, the institutional and regulatory framework of export in Ghana. So you are going to learn about that, the rules that guide the export and import system, how we can leverage exports to develop Ghana through export-led growth and all that. Very practical course. You learn about that. And also you learn about the documents and processes involved in export activities. Yeah, so if you are a private business owner, this course really helps you to know the institutions to engage and how to go about the whole process and all that. So how to promote exports in Ghana, the role of the government, the role of the private sector, the role of the local government, that the MMDAs, you study that in this particular course. It is also taken in second semester by only BSc students. Then the next one I'll talk about is the democracy and policy making. So this particular course talks about public policy making, how public policies are made, the actors involved in the making of public policies, the stages it goes through, the types of policies and the impact each of them has on the country after implementation. Then why governments can't implement certain policies that the citizens deem necessary. So everybody thinks it would be good for the government to implement this particular policy, but certain technicalities are associated with such a policy. Because of it, the government cannot implement it. So as administrators, you need to know this. That is why this course is there. So it helps you know that as there are certain things, no matter how good they seem, technically it cannot be done because it has implications. So you learn about this thing. Then also the theories of how policies are made, how they are implemented, and this will serve as a guide to administrators. So that's briefly, I'm currently in level 300, just transitioning to level 400 now, so I don't want to speak more about the level 400 courses, which I don't really know much about them. Now I'm reading the overview of them and all that. So that is the introduction of what you'll be doing in level 300. In addition to the compulsory courses in the business department, which is the research methods and computer application management. So aside this, the public administration department also gives you the opportunity to take some electives from the marketing department, which is you'll be taking marketing, principles of marketing. It is not compulsory, but I take it because I like to add a bit of private business things to the course I'm taking because it positions you well for that. Then also local government administration. I haven't talked about that. So local government administration, the need for local governments, you learn about the need for local governments, the structure of local government, that is the district assemblies, metropolitan assemblies, and then the municipals, their structure, and then the functions and duties they perform. You will learn about that because public administration will work in local governments also. Then the levels of authority available to local government. We have various levels of authority, and there are implications of whichever level of authority that a local government is giving. I'm talking of devolution, where they have absolute control over the activities in that particular district or municipality. It comes with implications. There are consequences. And also, if the government gives them just a partial authority, also has implications. So you will learn about that. And this particular course is also taken by both BSc and BA. So now I'll move in to talk about the career opportunities associated with this program. So the career opportunities, they are in various categories. We have the government or the public sector, then the private sector, the NGO sector, and then the international. Lots of career opportunities associated with this program. So I've grouped them under this category so that
Hi, do we still have Eric here with us? Okay, it looks like we lost Eric. Hi, do we have Eric here, please? Okay, it looks like we don't have Eric with us at the moment. So I guess we'll move on to our other presentations. Hopefully he joins us soon and then we continue from where he left off. Okay. All right. So we still have a few other presentations coming up. Next on our bill is a presentation from the Health Service Management Department, and we'll dive right into that until we have Eric back, and then we'll continue from where he left off. So to help us with the Health Service Management Department presentation is a BSc Administration student. He's majoring in Health Service Management. His alma mater is Besiase Senior High School, and he's the HESA Academic Committee Head. Isaac Tete, please, are you here with us? If you could please raise your hand so we know you're here. Okay, so I'm unmuting you so that you would give us your presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Definitely, I appreciate the opportunity given me today. So I'm going to present to you on health services management, and I believe that you are going to enjoy the session and appreciate the course as we go by. So as mentioned earlier, my name is Isaac Tete, and I will move straight to the point. Okay, please can you see my screen now?
Yeah, but it looks like we didn't see your face.
So this is me, if you can see me. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you now.
All right. Okay, so moving on, we are talking about health service management, and finally, it's my time. So I'm a part of Scholars and Associates, and I got opportunity to meet them very late. So we picked it up from there, and to be honest, it really helped me a lot. So I'm not wasting much of your time. Let's move on to health services management, and I am doing a presentation, Isaac Tete. So you are wondering, what is health services management? So health service management involves leading and managing healthcare facilities, organization, or systems. And this is a course that will give you the requisite skills, the knowledge, the ability, and everything you need to know about health services management and managing a hospital or a health facility, or moving to a different field, which also is under health, right? So the food focuses on optimizing the delivery of healthcare services, ensuring quality care and improving patient outcomes. So you will be trained as to how to provide quality services to the general public or to the patients, and to make good use of the resources that will be put to your care. So that is all that the course is about. So I would like to talk about some courses that you would be encountering. Sorry, that one is not in the slide, but I would like to talk about it. I don't want to talk because most of the students usually make mistakes when they are registering those courses. So the department would release an official communique which will direct students as to the courses they will do. But as we are here, let me just briefly go over them. So in your first semester, level 300, if you are a BSc student, if you major in health service management, you'll do a course, health services management, which will enlighten you on the Ghana health service systems, the positions in the how things are run in the Ghana health service, and other stuff that you would need to know so that you will be fit for the job, and you will be knowledgeable when you get the opportunity to lead one day. And then you'll do another course, health and safety in organizations. Wow, my favorite one. For this course, you learn about safety in organizations. That is economics, the structures, everything, fire safety, first aid, and all that. You learn about everything when undertaking this course, and it is one of the courses that you would like the most. So keep in mind that you will do health and safety in organization, yes. And you would do management of NGOs. Management of NGOs, my other colleague has talked about that already. So there you go to know how to form or how to work with an NGO and all those that are needed. And second semester in level 300, you'll be doing contemporary issues in public health. And that is an amazing course that you wouldn't want to miss. I wouldn't lie to you. It's a very interactive course, very interactive. And, anything related to health, you can easily capture it because it is very practical, right? You can put yourself in a situation and analyze it, try to feel the thing, how it is being taught, right? So everything is practical, right? Everything is practical because you can refer and infer from yourself what you are actually learning there. And you do health statistics and information. So you do a bit of mathematics. So those of you thinking that I'm enjoying accounting. Let me run away from accounting. And Charlie, this is it mathematics day. So you go do maths, right? But it's not to the extreme, let me put it that way. And then the information part is learning about labor law, health law, a bit of health law, and then you will learn about information, the systems that are in place now, like the ICT skills, those stuff that goes in there. You will learn a little bit about it. And then sociocultural dimension of health, that is another course in the second semester level 300 that you will do. And it talks about the health and then how health and culture are related, the impact of culture on health, the impact of health on culture, and other stuff. I mean, it's an interesting major for you if you are wanting to go or do anything health related. All right, moving on. Why health services management? I mean, you're asking why? Why should you do this program? Why should I major in health service management? And first is growing demand. I mean, day in, day out, let's look at this. Two priorities of every government, if not for all, I think Ghana, is education and health, right? So day in, day out, there is an expansion in the health industry, and doctors are also moving to start their own facilities, private facilities. Each of these needs a health service manager or a hospital manager or a hospital administrator. And moreover, there are other programs that, other industries that need the services of you being a major or being a student holding this kind of bachelor's degree. Because there are industries like the manufacturing industries, the oil and gas industry, the mining industries that need our services. And I will talk much about that in the later slides. And then rising need for efficient service delivery. Yes, it is not everybody that you can bring on board to manage the hospital. That is why this course has been specially designed for anyone who is willing to come in and then have a feel or to manage a hospital or a health facility. And it is a very critical role in healthcare delivery because you are taking care of the patients, right? Not as in direct contact because you are not going to administer any medication, but you are going to make sure that the facility is in good shape. You have quality or you have professional workers who are doing their work to the best, to the utmost best of every individual. You're making sure that the patients, when they come, they have good diet or they have good beds to sleep on, and you try your best to make sure that the hospital is a very conducive environment for working. And you can't pick any person to come and do this job. That is why this course has been specially designed for people who would like to manage hospital and health facilities. Diverse career path. I mean, you can enter into any industry. You can go anywhere to work. And I will talk on this too later on in the next slide. And then make a real impact. You're going to be part of the public sector or private sector, and you are going to contribute to the community because a healthy community is the one that will help the economy to grow, right? All other things being equal. So if you are going to put your hands together to hold the plow, to get something doing that will help the economy to grow, then it's a very good thing. And look at the impact you would make in the lives of patients. Training your nurses, training your physicians to be active, to know how to speak to them, to address issues and make everything work together. It's a very good thing, and you are making an impact, right? And another reason for you to, if you want to major, is that it's a course that really adapt to industry or a career that adapts to industry changes. All right. Look at the health industry. There are lots of changes going on day in, day out. There are a lot of new discoveries, a lot of ideas, new things, new medicines being manufactured and all those stuff. So looking at this, if you are a part of it, you feel proud that, oh, okay, I am in an evolving industry that changes with time. Now, what you've been waiting for, the career opportunities. What we think most about is that when we undertake this program, it's only the hospital that we are going to work in. No, no, my dear, no. You have other opportunities, okay? Aside being a health facility manager or administrator, there are a lot of career opportunities for you. And a few are what I have on the screen, right? To start with, we have health and safety officer. And I mean, these are the guys. These are the guys. When we say we have the men, these are the men. Because when you go to the oil industry, you have our presence there. When you go to the mining industry, we are there. When you go to manufacturing industry, we are there. When you go to building and construction, we are there. You can't leave us out. And it is this health and safety and organization course that you do in your first semester that will lead you into getting such an office. All right. So you will get the opportunity to work in the oil and gas industry and all those stuff. And if there is a corporate entity that also thinks about the health of their members or their workers, they have somebody, a health and safety officer, who takes care of their ergonomics, right? The chairs, the seating postures, the lighting, everything. He's the one in charge of that. And the other one to talk about is the biostatistician, and it comes from the course health statistics and information. Yeah, that's the course that will let you become a biostatistician. And with that, the government makes policies all the time regarding to health, and he needs the presence of these men. He needs your hands on desk to be able to implement some policies with regard to health, right? So the NHIS that was introduced in 2007, we have one of our lecturers, Dr. Impiani, who was the lead consultant. I mean, he was the consultant for the policy, and he helped out very well. And we have there's Professor Roger too, who was on board. He is the lecturer for health statistics. So all these men are there helping to develop the country. And we have what I don't want to talk about, the hospital manager or administrator. Yeah, it's also a good profession if you want to venture. It's a very good thing for you that you can. They will also be taking care of a health facility or a hospital. And policy analyst, that falls, I have talked about it a bit. So policy analyst, when a policy is about to be enacted by the government regarding health, these are the people that would be consulted, and then they would look at how things will go so that it will be implemented in the right way. The next to talk about is healthcare consultant. And when you take up professional courses in a specific field, you can become a consultant. And people will come to consult you, hospital administrators will come to consult you, and you make huge sums of money out there. All right. And the last to talk about any other administrative work, you are doing BSc in administration. So work hard, create the opportunities for yourself, network properly, as our first speaker said, and you love it. You really, really love the course. So what should you expect? What you expect? The courses are quite flexible, right? Quite flexible. You may, let me reserve this for last. So you'll have early morning lectures. Lectures start as early as 7:30. Some of the lecturers are very principled. If they enter before you, you are not going to be part of the class. And if you miss class attendance for 3 consecutive times, you are not going to join the class again. And it is in the school's policy that if you miss class 3 consecutive times, it means you have neglected the course. You are not taking it again. And they will put that to action. So take charge of it and stay cautious. If you want to miss or you want to absent yourself, you'd have to write a letter 2 weeks before the day that you'd like to absent yourself. All right. And if you like reading, if you like writing, I think this is your field. All right. Because you're going to do a lot of assignments. And the assignments, some will be 15 pages, some will be 20 pages, some will be 10, some will be 5, based on the topic that you are treating. You'll be grouped. And let me sound this warning to you. When you have an issue with your group, speak as a group. If you have a problem as an individual, speak as an individual. Don't do anything for anybody, right? Especially with health and safety in organizations, occupational health and safety. Don't do anything for anybody. Speak for yourself. Speak for your group. All right. And there are field trips, especially in level 400. You'll go for field trips and yeah, you enjoy it. Academic excellence. Let me say, you are going to boost your GPA. All right. So, and don't take it as if you are going to boost your GPA and, you are not interested in this course, but you are coming to do it to just boost your GPA. You would work. In fact, you would work. And the work is not easy. You'd have to meet group meetings upon group meetings, assignments upon assignments. And I mean, it's a whole lot. No course is easy in the business school, especially in level 300. All right. To add on to that, you may have the opportunity of not writing end of semester exams. For some courses, you may. So your assignments and your group assignments and your works that you do, your contributions, your participation, your attendance, they will count to your end of semester exams. You may. It might not be for everybody. All right. So without much to say again, thank you for your time, and I would appreciate your questions and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Isaac, for that wonderful presentation. Please, if you have any questions for Isaac, please raise your hand and we would gladly attend to you. Any questions? If you want to major in health service management, any questions concerning the course you'd like to? Okay, so I think we have, okay, Johnson. I'll unmute you so that you ask your question, please. Okay, Johnson, you're unmuted.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator, and then thank you to Mr. Isaac for your presentation. It was well explained. And my first question has to do with the courses that we'll be offering next semester, probably if you major in health service management. but it was dealt with in your presentation that management will bring the courses that we'll be doing next semester for us to know. And then secondly, there are so many concerns that we had during our research. I mean, when we try to um, when we made our mind to major in health service management, we got to realize that there are some problems at the level 400, the level 400 going to 400 currently are faced during their time when they were moving to level 300. There are some courses that they needed to register. But due to one or two circumstances, they were not able to register, and as a result, they have to resit those courses. And let me take this opportunity as Mr. Isaac being the academic head, as academic committee head for the health service management business school. Is there any measures that you are putting in place for us so that we wouldn't face any challenge or whatsoever? Thank you very much.
Isaac, please, did you get that? Can you please raise your hand so I unmute you, Isaac, so you answer the question?
All right, you answer your question, Mr. Johnson. So as I said earlier on, that is why I said that the department will release an official communique directing students as to the right courses they would have to register for first semester so that those issues will be avoided.
Okay. I think we have another question in the chat section. Someone is asking, does it mean that they can't be consultants without writing professional courses?
To become a consultant, you must be certified. Right, so you would have to take courses and master the area that you have specialized in before you can become the consultant. So if you think that you are able to be a consultant or to start your consultancy firm right after school, you can just register it and be ready for anything that would come your way and find your way around it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, any more questions for Isaac before he leaves us? Any more questions for Isaac, please? Okay. So that means all your questions are sorted when it comes to health service management. Okay. We will now have Eric Wowi. He was doing his presentation on public administration before he got logged out of the meeting. Eric, are you still with us, please? Could you please raise your hand if you are here, Eric? Do we still have Eric, please? Okay. All right. Okay. You've been unmuted. You can please proceed.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry about that. I got logged out, like it was said earlier.
Hi, Eric. Are you still here?
Yeah, please, can you see my screen?
No, we can't see your screen now.
How about now, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry about the delay. Yeah, so I was speaking about the career opportunities. I just began with that when I was logged out. So I'll just continue from that. I've already spoken about the policy analysts, how they are consulted by government agencies and political parties to help them craft policies for the country. Then the next one has to do with the urban and regional planner. So they go into developing plans and programs for land use, community development, infrastructure projects, and all that. So they are contracted to develop plans and programs for land use in communities and all that. And the next one has to do with the public health administrator. So they oversee public health programs and services, managing health departments of companies. So they are recruited by companies to manage the things that have to do with their health, the health care of the workers. They coordinate with other agencies to implement health policies. So policies that have to do with health, they deal with that. So the next part has to do with the non-profit sector, that is about the NGOs. So the non-profit sector, the first part has to do with program manager. So these people oversee and manage specific programs within a non-profit organization, ensuring they align with organization's missions and objectives. So when an NGO is set up, they have a particular mission or goal that they seek to achieve. So they employ these persons to come in to help them steer the affairs of the NGO in direction to the realization of those goals. Then we talk about the development officer. So they craft development strategies and they manage fundraising efforts and donor relationships of the NGOs so that they can progress. Then a community service manager. So they go into planning and coordinating community programs, working to improve public service. NGOs are all about doing things to help people, to make lives better for people. So these people are consulted to plan and coordinate how they can relate with the community members to improve their services. Then one important part of the career opportunities here has to do with the international organizations and then the NGOs, that's international NGOs. So there is a diplomatic and foreign service officer. So you can after majoring in this course, public administration, you can do your master's in a course called foreign affairs and diplomacy, and that puts you on it gives you the chance to do something like this, that is representing your country in foreign relations and managing diplomatic missions, working on international policies and issues. So you can be contracted by the government to deal with any issue that comes with, or they have with any other country and all that. So that has to do with that. It can take you into the UNs and all that. It's a very big career over there. Then we have the international development manager. The international development manager, they manage and implement international development projects in the education, in health sector, economic development. We have organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, and all that, and they have interest in things that go on in other countries. So they sometimes recruit people from those indigenous countries to help them implement the policies they're bringing down. So these people work with that. The international development manager, they work with that. Then we have the program officer. So we talked about the fact that this program also helps you manage NGOs well. And we have some NGOs that are international. They are set up abroad and they are operating in other countries. So if we have any NGO like the USAID and other forms of those being established in your country here, they recruit this program officers to help them implement the policies they have. Then the private sector. So as a public administrator, you are not just restricted to the public sector. You also have a career in the private sector. The first one has to do with the CSR manager. So CSR manager, you are managing a company's CSR initiatives. You are ensuring that company's contribution is positive to the country, and you are adhering, the company is adhering to ethical standards. So that is your job as a CSR manager. You are recruited to manage the company's initiatives so that they have a good image in the public. Then we have the government relations manager. With that one, they liaise between companies and governmental bodies, advocating, or they advocate for companies' interest in managing regulatory issues. So you are basically in the company to seek the interests of the company, their relation with the government, so that they are not worried with so many governmental regulatory issues and all that. Then the last one here has to do with the public affairs consultant. They advise private companies on how to manage their public image and then their relation with the government well, so that they don't break rules that will cause the closure of the company or all that. So that has to do with that is the private sector. There are other career opportunities in the private sector that I've not listed here for the sake of time. Then under academia and research, of course, you can become a professor or lecturer in public administration and a researcher also. So for the researchers, they conduct research on policy, on public policy, often for universities, policy think tanks, and research institutes. Then you could become a public policy analyst. So we know Dr. Bwabi, because of whom so many people don't want to major in public administration, but he's actually a very cool man. So with Dr. Bwabi, most of the time he gets invited to parliament, to radio stations to analyze public policies. And he says that it really pays well. One session alone earns him so much money. When policies are developed, they are invited to come and give their opinion on it, to come and give their advice on it, whether it will help and all that. So you have that career here also under the public policy analyst. Then we have the environmental management. For environmental management, we have environmental policy analyst. So here, researching and developing policies on environmental protection. That is your job. You are researching and developing policies on environmental protection, sustainability, and climate change. So that is your job, to help bring up policies and also implement to keep the environment healthy. Then we have the sustainability coordinator. You are basically managing the sustainability initiatives in organizations. So organizations, one of the CSR requirements they hold to them public is that they are required to carry out their business activities in ways that do not harm the environment. So you are there as a sustainability coordinator to ensure that the activities are not harming the environment, so that they don't have issues with the community. Then we have law and justice. There you are managing as a court administrator. You could work as a court administrator, and you are managing administrative functions of courts, ensuring that efficiency is seen in the operations of the court or at the court. Then you could also be legal analyst, where you are analyzing laws and regulations, providing legal advice to government agencies and private firms about the implications of certain things they are doing, and how the chance they stand with the judiciary, all that. So the next part has to do with education and administration. So of course, you could become a school administrator, overseeing the operations of schools in districts, managing budget, staffing, policy implementation, and also you could be education policy analyst. You can specialize in that area, where you are consulted on which policies that are to be initiated and implemented for the education sector. That is it. Then we have also emergency management. Emergency management director, that is one. You are coordinating disaster response. you are coordinating disaster response and preparedness efforts. So you are developing emergency plans so that when disaster occurs, they are able to manage it in a way that it does not affect the people much. And also you could be a disaster recovery coordinator where you are managing the recovery efforts after a disaster occurs, ensuring that communities are supported. You are able to devise the right things to be done for the affected persons in that. So at this point, I'd like to talk about the fact that in every ministry or institution, okay, for ministries particular, we have the minister there to be the political head of the ministry. We have the director, which is called the director general, as the administrative head. And this person is a public administrator, that is a career worker over there. And these people, their job is so sensitive that they are career people which you cannot fire. They are assured as a public administrator, your job tenure is assured. You start from the bottom and then you work your way up until you get to the top. And so their job is so critical that they are always well paid because they work with different governments and they are expected to also be anonymous with their political affiliation. You're not supposed to display your political affiliations because governments will come and go and you'll still be there as an administrator. You're supposed to work with every government. And when they come, they want to make you fine so that you don't sabotage them or work things against them. So you can find yourself in all these big public organizations like the SNIT, Cocoa Board, all the major government institutions you can talk of. We have public administration persons or personnel working there as career officers. So this is it about public administration. There's more. You want further explanation on that, you can contact me. So at this moment, I thank you for your attention and I ask for your questions now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric, for your presentation. Please, if you have any questions for Eric, kindly raise your hand so we'll do this quickly. Any questions concerning public administration? If you'd like to major in public administration, anything you'd want to know? Please raise your hands if you have any questions. Okay. Okay, Eric, I think someone is asking for your contact. If that's fine by you.
That's fine. Can I mention it now?
I think you can send it to the chat box or something.
All right, I'll drop it in the chat.
Please, any questions? Okay, I think someone is asking, how are the lectures like? Is it the lecturers or the lectures? Okay, the lecturers. How are the lecturers like, Eric?
So the lecturers, they are very friendly but firm. They like to ensure that you are doing the right thing because public administration, you are the ones managing the affairs of the country in every sector, and a very high level of efficiency and effectiveness is expected of us. So they try to inculcate that into us right from our study as a student down here. So to add on, you haven't asked, but I'll tell you, in level 300 second semester particularly, you are going to be doing a lot of presentations because they are training you to become confident, to become a public speaker, to know how to, and this course involves a lot of analysis. You'll be given articles that you read and try to make sense out of it. So it is not the course you run to because you think some other course is very difficult. So because it's a reading course, you read and read and read. You read and analyze and all that. So the lecturers, they are there, they are welcoming, but they always want to ensure that you are doing the right thing. Yeah. Any other questions?
All right. Please, any questions? Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Eric, for your presentation. I'm sure all the students who would like to major in public administration have made their minds, and they will do that when the time comes. Now we will move on to our next presentation. And I'm sure at this point, most of you have made up your minds if you would want to major in HR, public administration, health service management. And there's actually a lot more still to come. We have marketing, we have finance, and we have accounting. Up next is our presentation from the marketing department. And to do us the honors of this presentation, she is an entrepreneurship and digital marketing enthusiast. She is a UNCTAD youth leader. She's also the founder of Baraka Dambaki Foundation. She's an extrovert who likes to explore new opportunities. She holds a postgraduate diploma from the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, CIMG. She's a public speaker. She's an alumni of the University of Ghana Business School, and she read BSc Administration, majoring in marketing, and she also had a first class honors. Currently, she's a service person at the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. She's here tonight to share with us her experiences and advice on our program choices. Please help me welcome Barakatu Abdul Aziz Dambaki. Baraka, if you're here with us, please raise your hand so I unmute you, please. Do we have Baraka here with us, please? Okay, it looks like she hasn't joined us yet. So what we'll do is I will move on to our next presentation. Next on the bill is from the finance department. And to help us do a presentation from the finance department, he's a selfless and God-fearing person who graduated from the University of Ghana Business School as a banking and finance major student, where he made significant contributions as the financial secretary for the finance students and associates. His tenure in this role demonstrated his exceptional financial management skills.
Baraka is now in, please.
Come again.
Baraka is now in, please. So
She's in. Okay. All right. So Baraka, if you're here, the floor is yours, please.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yes, so I'm sorry, like I'm having a little bit of like network issues and stuff, but then I just hope that I'll be able to like present very well. So, my name is Barakat Abdulaziz Dambaki. I just graduated from UGBS last year, and I'm currently doing my national service at Ghana Export Promotion Authority. But with Ghana Export Promotion Authorities, there are a lot of exporters in the sector. So I work with an exporter, which is Beauty Secrets, under the marketing and sales department. So I work with Beauty Secret Solution Oasis, an export-based company for shea butter, cocoa butter, and African black soap. We export to the African market and the diaspora market as well. Yes. So basically with UGBS, we all know that from level 100 to level 400 is a whole different game altogether. So from 100 and 200, we are all doing the generic business mathematics. We are all doing the microeconomics. We are doing the macroeconomics. We are doing the introduction to business administration. We are doing the introduction to public administration, which is very good. Because with level 100 and level 200, it gives you the opportunity to explore and understand your field. Now, I'm coming from a general arts background, meaning I did economics, I did geography, I did literature, and I did French as well. So when I came to the business school, meaning I didn't have any accounting background and I didn't have any business background per se. But then in terms of persistence, commitment, and dedication to my academic course, it's made me understand the field more. So in level 100, level 200, we're introduced to accounting 1 and accounting 2, which I got A's in both of them because of like our focus in learning and trying to understand the course and grabbing the concept. Business mathematics also introduced us to finance. So we did a little bit of finance and we understood in terms of annuity, perpetuity, those things, we understood the finance a little. Then we did introduction to entrepreneurship, we did fundamentals, and we did principles of marketing. So that was also another thing that introduced me to the marketing field and understanding what the whole marketing thing was about. It's insurance that we didn't really do much under the insurance. And with HR, we did a lot of human behavior and organization. We also did we also did some other HR courses, principles of management, which showed us a little bit about HR. But then in terms of business school programs, like this business, in every organization, there are different sectors. Every organization, we are now saying that we're in a customer-centric organization. So the customer is the focus. So we are looking at how to create that synergy between accounting, between finance, between marketing, between HR, between insurance. We are looking at how to create that synergy so that at the end of the day, we can achieve our objectives as an organization. And that's how business school programs are. They've broken it down in terms of how a business will function. So a business will not be able to function without marketing or without HR, without account, without finance, without insurance and stuff. Do you get it? So that's how the programs are. Now, I always say that me, for example, I'm a very good student. I graduated first class, which is not anything like, let's say in Ghana, no one really cares. But me, I think that it's a personal yardstick that I really wanted to achieve. And then by the grace of God, I was able to graduate with that. Now, before you explore the program that you want to choose from level 200 to level 300, you have to understand yourself. You have to understand your personality. You have to understand the job market. And also you have to understand the passion that you have. So coming from the fact that like I'm a very vocal person, I speak in class, I ask questions, I contribute, I was course rep. From level 100, level 200, and everybody in business school be expecting you that, oh, you should go into accounting, you should go into finance. And I was like, no, like I don't want to do that. I know myself. I know that I'll excel in. I'm looking at my personality. I'm a kind of an extrovert, right? So I like to speak. I like to introduce, and I've sold different products from cosmetics to drinks to Burkina. Like I've sold a lot of things. So I really appreciate the entrepreneurship background, and I'm also coming from a home where both of my parents are entrepreneurs. So I was like, okay. I looked at what I wanted to do. I looked at my career prospects, and I also looked at my personality. So I was looking at a career personality fit rather than what people were thinking. So I looked at it and I looked at, okay, entrepreneurship is my end goal. That's what I want to do. And then in terms of marketing and sales too, I'm very good with sales. I've been doing sales. I've been doing activations, exhibitions for most of my friends who are entrepreneurs. And I like the marketing aspects in terms of online, offline marketing and things. So I wanted to do marketing and entrepreneurship. Oh, God of mercy. Everybody, why aren't you doing marketing? Why aren't you doing accounting? Why aren't you doing finance? Marketing, you get a job. Marketing is easy, blah, 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 blah. I didn't listen to that. And I looked at what I wanted. And besides, I always say that when you come to the business school, if you are not careful, you find chunk or majority of people going into accounting. And a lot of people are going because their friends are there. They are not going because maybe they truly want to do accounting or finance or insurance or HR or so. You have to know what you want for yourself. If all your friends are going into accounting, that doesn't mean that you should rush and go into accounting. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to look at what you want as an individual and where you want to be. And also the kind of career backgrounds that you have is very important, because I did internships with Jumia. I was at the marketing department. So I'm like more of like digital marketing. So in terms of SEOs, SEMs, social media management, customer relationship management, email marketing, paid ads, and all those things. Like that's my focus, like the digital marketing aspect. And whilst I was in school, I was doing courses on Coursera in terms of foundations of digital marketing concepts and aspects. So that was my field. Like that's what I wanted to do. And I was doing my chartered marketing exams that introduced us to advanced digital marketing. I took digital marketing courses from computer science department aside the University of Ghana Business School. So I knew what I wanted to do and the career or the field that I wanted. So I took it very personal. And then as at level 300, I made the decision to go into the marketing department. And it was, I think up to today, I always say that it's one of the best decisions I've made for myself because like I got internship opportunities in terms of connecting with marketing lecturers at the department. It was very good because we are not much, but then the impact was strong. We had Kobe Mensah, Dr. Raphael, Dr. Brahima, we have Dr. Kodria. It's like the marketing, they are a team. So we were able to interact with them. So once national service, Dr. Brahima took me straight to a national service personnel, Auntie Francisca. I went to marketing and sales straight. And then during this 1 year national service I've done, I've been introduced to sales. I've gone on the field. I understand how SMEs operate, how marketing in terms of managing budgets, in terms of an SME, how it operates is good. And I've also had a little bit of knowledge in terms of production and all those things. So the first thing that if you're going to choose marketing, people will tell you that, can you hear me?
Yeah, please, can you slow down a bit?
Yeah, I talk fast, so you have to let me. So
yeah, please slow down. Thank
yeah,
you.
so in terms of marketing, people will tell you that, it's easy, you won't get a job and all those things. But me, I always say that once everything worth doing is worth doing well. Once you are very good with what you are doing, you always find an opportunity. Now, there's always something that I always tell myself that now, marketing, most of my friends, once we were done with school, like I, Grace, Natasha, and all those things, we all got roles in marketing and sales in most of the organizations that we find ourselves in. And there are more opportunities that are opening for others. So me, even though I was working with marketing and sales at Solution Oasis, I was also running social media accounts for like 2 brands, and I was doing sales for them as well as a side gig. Because right now we are now in a marketing organization, like marketing world, like everybody wants to market their products. Like there's an increase in brand parity. People are producing similar goods. Like that's like everybody is literally doing the same thing. So you need to distinct or position yourselves in the job market. So everybody is trying to get people who handle their TikTok accounts, people who create content for them, people who do social media ads for them, people who do this, people who do that. And I have interest in like marketing communication. So for example, Kivo Gary, how they are managing their online platforms. They are doing paid ads. They are paying kudos to do influencer marketing for him. They are doing billboard ads. They are doing they are doing targeting. They are doing segmentation. They are breaking down things. So I love brand communication and marketing communication. So I decided to like, okay, let me go for it. So be careful, like in terms of exploring the programs, even though like they'll tell you that, maybe there are no job opportunities and things. What makes you different? What skills do you have that makes you outstanding and makes you different from other people, that they'll select you over them? That's very, very important. Me, I always say that, for example, I knew that once I was done with marketing in business school, I was going to do my chartered exams. Now I'm done with my final exam with the chartered exam. It's left for me to do my CPD. Then I'll officially charter by CIMG. Then if I want to go for the same Chartered Institute of Marketing, like the one worldwide, so I can go for that option as well. So it's based on what I want. I knew what I wanted, and anybody that was encouraging me to go into a different program or those things, I wasn't really interested in that. So I knew that it was marketing that I wanted, and because of my personality, I saw it as a great fit. Do you get it? Even though I was doing perfectly well in accounting, I did perfectly well in business mathematics. I got A's in all of them. I did perfectly well in all of them, HR and everything. But then I knew that that was what I wanted. Right. Now I'll say that exploring other options, like in terms of accounting, most of my friends were in accounting, Jemima, Etonam, Karen, most of my friends were in accounting, right? And they were very good with the accounting course because that's what they wanted. And at the end of the day, somebody like Karen, she did accounting at business school, and her national service, she's at sales at Absa Bank. So you see how it works. So your program per se, I won't say that is a determinant of whatever career you would like to pursue after school. It might change. It can take you to a different sector altogether. One of my friends, like for example, Brony, he by the time we're done with level 400, we graduated. He has also chartered in ICA, Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. He's chartered, and then his national service, he was doing it with a tax auditing company, and now by God's grace, he's going to PwC. So this is somebody that shows like a trend in him doing accounting throughout. Do you understand? Some people might do HR and end up in marketing and sales. Some people might do marketing and end up in insurance. It's a whole complex job market out there. So in terms of exploring business school programs, I'll always say, number one, what do you want to do? What's your passion? And also, can you do it? Can you do it? If you know, accounting is more of mathematics, like more of understanding things. If you're good with figures, you're able to understand things easily, and you're able to like implement the accounting, you can go for it. However, I've met people that were not so they didn't really like the accounting, but then sometimes they do chew and pour. When they chew and they pour, they are able to go and put their figures there, because sometimes they repeat tutorial set questions, and when they go, the same thing that comes, and they're able to pass. So if you are lucky and that one favors you too, that's good. In terms of HR, you look at HR, you're somebody that likes to manage people, you're like somebody that likes to coordinate, you're like somebody that likes to calculate salaries and production management and all those things. If you are somebody that has that interest, you should go for it. And our parents, in terms of exploring the business school programs, our parents play a very vital role in selection. There are some people that their parents wouldn't allow them to do marketing just because they feel like marketing is inferior, marketing is for easy, marketing is this, marketing is that. Some people, to their parents, will give them the liberty to choose whatever course they would like to do. And some people will choose the easier option because their GPA is struggling. So they wouldn't want to put more burden on their GPA. Do you understand? So in all this, you have to do an analysis, look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, look at the opportunities that these programs are going to give to you, and look at the threats about these courses as well. So you have to do an individual evaluation. That's the micro evaluation. When you're done, you do the macro evaluation. Analyze the job market, look at what options are available for you, and see what is best for you. And also, I always say that don't follow your friends, because everybody is doing this course doesn't mean that you should all follow the person and go and do it. Look at what you want to do as an individual, where you want to go, what you like to pursue, what's your end goal. Because you end up following people, and those people have different career paths altogether. So you have to look at the things that you want to achieve for yourself, and then pick the best program to suit for yourself. However, I would say that if you choose the program and along the way, level 300, 400, you realize that that's not what you want to do, just force and finish the program. It's not the end of the world. It's just the first degree. Once you are done with your first degree, there are options to explore and do other degrees as well. And I always say it, online, I saw a tweet the last day that was saying that give people the chance. Some people can learn on the job. You see people who have never had experience in marketing and sales, but then once they go on the job, their bosses train them for a year or two. They become they become marketing and sales people. Do you get it? For example, when I got to Jumia for an internship, I didn't have any knowledge about social media marketing. It was my boss that took me throughout that 4 months of internship that I did. And I was able to like say that, okay, yes, I'm a social media marketer in terms of one aspect of my career options. So you have to look at those things, and then look at it. If you've chosen your program and along the way you see that you are struggling, that's not what you want. It's not the end of the world. There are more options for you to explore and see. So that's why I have to say about the program. Don't follow what everybody is doing. And if your parents are really discouraging you that, oh, don't do this. Some parents are very strict in terms of that. Just if you have to listen to them eventually, and then after you can pursue what you truly want to do, and then become whatever you want to be. So don't let your program limit your idea about what success is, and don't let your program limit you and think that maybe because everybody is doing this program, you might be successful. No, it's the individual in the program, not the program in the individual. How the individual makes that program affect you, the community. Let the program pass through you. Do not pass through the program. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's very, very important. So if anybody wants to do marketing and entrepreneurship, you can always take my number from Philip and contact me. I can guide you in terms of exploring options. We have tourism marketing, we have entrepreneurship, we have service marketing, we have relationship marketing. And marketing is broad, is diverse, is different. It's a big field altogether. PR is even under marketing. So if you're somebody that is interested in that field, I'll say that our lectures are really good. They are interesting. They are lovely. If you don't get something, they are going to help you. And with marketing department, it's more of like presentations. It's more of strategy. Marketing is about strategy. How can you differentiate yourself from other people in the general market? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's basically about presentations. With our department, 50% can be your presentation, 50% in the exam. So I always tell people that with the marketing department, we do 70% in the class and we write 30% most of the time, because it's a practical field and it's about strategy. If you're not able to deliver in terms of sales, revenue, and customer acquisition and retention, you're going to struggle in that field. So that's what it's about. So if you're interested in that field and you want to learn more, you want to explore that option more, that's perfectly fine. Some people can also advise you that once you do accounting, you can always top up with marketing, which is also good. Once you do marketing also, at the end of the day, you can also start your chartered accounting exams, which is also very good. ACCA is not just for accounting students. It can also be for marketing students. So however you choose to combine it, just make sure that at the end of the day, your GPA doesn't struggle. And at the end of the day, you are pursuing what you want to do and you've explored the job market as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Baraka, for that lovely presentation. Please, do you have any questions for Baraka? The prospective marketing students, if you would like to major in marketing. Okay. All right. SNA, your hand is up. You've been unmuted.
Yes, please. So, Baraka, yes, myself, I was surprised when you majored in marketing because I know you to be someone that is good and you really liked in level 200, you really liked the accounting. So, myself, I was really surprised when I saw you going for marketing. But I know you can talk a lot. That one there, it is key. But I thought you major in accounting and you didn't major in
Yeah, actually, that's what a lot of people thought, because my dad has an accounting background. He's he's into accounting in terms of records and books. My uncle, they are all into accounting and finance. So most people thought that was what I was going to do. But as I said, after I did my SWOT analysis based on my personal point of view, I saw that I'm more of a marketing person than accounting.
Oh, okay. And more about, I also wanted to do marketing. So most people were expecting me to major in marketing because I told them the reason being that I was afraid a bit of the accounting, even though I was teaching basic accounting, but
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I know.
I was afraid of the accounting that when I go higher, it's difficult. So because of that, I was afraid. So I told my student, oh, but I'll major in marketing. At the end of the day, you'll be like, you get an award for maybe the best marketer of the year. I've not heard something like the best accountant of the year. Hardly do you hear that. But you can hear something like the MTN. They can give the best marketer of the year, someone who has been
marketing woman of the year or marketing man of the year.
Exactly.
That's under CIG. Yes.
Exactly. So that is what I used to tell them. Oh. But last minute to the registration, and then someone advised me that you have been helping people with accounting and you are going for marketing. Go, you can do it. I also had.
Oh, you can.
I did it, and this is my transcript. So I use the person's transcript as my guide. That is, I'm going to do the accounting, and I would also get first class. So I use his transcript as my guide, and then every semester I work that. Hey, am I heading towards the goal of first class?
Yeah.
And then, so by God's grace, I had a first class, and I'm happy about that. It is by God's. So yes, as you said, it depends on everyone. It depends.
It depends on everyone and their individual perspective and everything. So just make sure you make the right decision. That's what I would say.
Sure. That's
right,
very
thank you very much. All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was our presentation from the marketing department. We don't have so much time on our side, so quickly we'll move on to the next presentation. That is from the finance department. So we have a personality here with us. He's a selfless and a God-fearing person who graduated from the University of Ghana Business School as a banking and finance major student, where he made significant contributions as the financial secretary for the Finance Students Associate. His tenure in this role demonstrated his exceptional financial management skills and commitment to his peers. Currently, he is serving at the bank as a sales personnel in the NEMA business unit, where he applies his expertise in business management and development to drive sales and enhance client relations. Beyond his professional endeavors, he is dedicated to guiding students and alumni in discovering their true career passions and aligning their academic pursuits with their professional goals. His dedication, attention to detail, and holistic approach to career development make him a valued asset in both the banking sector and academic mentorship. He's on this platform as a finance person to share both his academic and professional experience with us. Please help me welcome Dennis Apia Genfi as he takes us through the finance course. Dennis, are you here with us, please? Dennis, please, if you're here, can you raise your hand so you're unmuted? Okay. All right, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Miss Farida, and good evening once again to everybody. And I'm really great for giving me this opportunity to speak to students about major and other stuff. And I must share a little experience that I did have before coming to university. So I was a general student way back SHS. So I had this mindset that I'll be a lawyer. So I was thinking that fine, I'm going to university to pursue law. But along the line, my uncle called me, spoke with me, and he was like, Dennis, see, you having the desire to be a lawyer, it's great. Yes, I must commend you. But why don't you pursue finance? I was like, somebody with art background, now I have to transition from art to business. That's a whole lot of journey. It's a long journey for me, so I can't do that. This man was like, see, we have this. Like he had time to explain everything to me, and I must say, I'm really happy I did follow or I did pursue banking and finance at University of Ghana. So tonight I'll try my best to give you the insights, the advice this man gave me that made me to pursue finance, banking and finance. So, I beg, Kofi, please, can you share my slide?
Okay.
Yeah, hello, Philip.
Yeah, please, I'm sharing it right away.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Hello, Philip. It seems Philip is having a challenge at his end. I will try my best to see if I can share it at my end.
I'm not having a challenge. Please, I've said it now.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, and thank you all for your patience. So we'll start with the third slides, which is the overview of business school program. So the team overview of the business school programs and their respective career opportunities. So under the banking and finance, we will talk about what finance is and the industry trend, why major in finance, and a whole lot of things. So this is a guide for aspiring finance major students. So please, the next slide. So this is a brief overview of what business school programs entail. So I won't take much time since some of the panelists have already spoken about it. So we have the 6 programs, which is the accounting, banking and finance, marketing and entrepreneurship, human resource, and a whole lot. So I think that's all. So please, can we move on to the next slide? So, okay, this is about importance of choosing the right major early on. So this basically for those level 200s. I learned some level 200s decided to join this platform to get insight. So I will advise you take advice here to know the program that you measure in when you get it's time for you to choose or to know the measure that you want to do. So thank you. Philip, please, let's continue. So one may ask, what is finance? So finance is all about the study of how individuals, businesses, and organizations allocate their financial resources over time, considering risks and returns. So when it comes to individuals in our daily life, we do finance. So let's see, when you wake up and in the morning, you have money, so you allocate it. Okay, I'll buy this, I'll do this with this money, I'll buy. So that's finance in individual life, and businesses too. It comes to how they allocate it in terms of logistics, in terms of salary payment, in terms of acquiring resources from other suppliers and other stuff. Organize the same. So that's basically about finance. So finance in our daily life, you'll get finance over there in our daily life. So it's not like some part of the community does not have to deal with finance. No, everybody. So that's basically about finance, and it's a critical function in all types of organization, from startups to multinational corporations, and it plays a vital role in the global economy by influencing investment, funding, and economic growth. So everything that goes on day in, day out around everything, it's all about finance. So it needs critical attention. It needs critical decisions before you can do finance. So please, let's continue. So the next slide is importance of finance in the global economy. So what is the importance of finance in global economy? One will say it helps in facilitation of capital allocation, so efficient capital markets. So finance ensures that capital is allocated efficiently from savers, which is a surplus unit, those who have money in excess, to borrowers, the deficit units. So this process supports the funding of businesses, government, and projects that drive economic growth. So government will have to borrow from the surplus unit, business will have to borrow from the surplus unit to lend to the deficit unit and other stuffs. So that's basically about the finance. So importance of finance in the global economy. And when it comes to investment growth, you have access to finance allows businesses to invest in new projects, expand operations, innovate, and create jobs, which collectively boost economic activity and contribute to a nation's GDP. So Ghana, we need funds. We need funds. We have to invest in something. With this investment, we have to get funds. We have to get money. It all comes from finance. Like finance have to sit down. Finance expect us to sit down, get to know the credit score of Ghana when it comes to borrowing outside, we have to do all these things so that we can learn to Ghana, for Ghana to expand operations, create jobs for the people, and also support international trade and globalization. So we have the trade finance, where financial instruments like letters of credit and trade financing facilitate international trade by providing payment assurances and reducing the risks associated with cross-border transactions. So with this trade finance, somebody will say, okay, I want to import something from China, but I have the money. And the supplier at China, I don't know this person. So how can I best do transaction with this person? So you use the bank as an intermediary. So the bank will assure the supplier over there. So that supplier will also gives his or her banks. So both banks will give assurance to both of them. Okay, fine. I will let my supplier supply the goods to your client over here. When you receive it, you pay the funds. That's all about it. And we have the foreign exchange market, a whole lot of things. Please, can we continue? So one will ask, why choose finance? If you may ask, why choose finance? So one, finance has high demand for finance professionals. So the growing industry. Finance is rapidly growing field with strong demand for skilled professionals in various sectors, including the banking, investment, corporate finance, and financial consulting, and also the global opportunities. The finance industry is global, providing career opportunities around the world in diverse markets and environments. Banks do transactions nationwide, so internationally. So you can see banks, let's say Absa Bank here will transfer money from Ghana to, let's say, UBA in USA. It's all about the growing industry, how they do interconnect. That's all about it. And also the diverse career opportunities. We have the wide range of roles. So with finance graduates can pursue a variety of roles, such as financial analyst, investment banker, portfolio manager, risk manager, a whole lot, auditor, a whole lot of range of roles for finance graduates, and also the lucrative salary potentials. Careers in finance typically offers competitive salaries with significant earning potentials as one gains experience and advances into senior roles. So from let me use myself as an example. I'm currently doing my service at Omni Basic Bank, and I do receive a salary that, okay, at this role, this is the salary we are giving to you people. So when I do advance, let's say my salary increases. That's how it goes. And when it comes to finance, you get a lot of bonuses and incentives. A lot of bonuses and incentives. Yeah, and also we have the development of valuable skills, the analytical and quantitative skills. Finance deals with math, like numbers, figures, and looking at how the industry trend is going, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and other stuff. Now, finance is now adapting to technology. So you can see we have the fintech, financial technology. They are really booming in the economy now. We can take a whole lot of fintech institutions outside, and you research on them. You know how best they are doing, and also it's dynamic and challenging field. So finance is not a course that you see that it's stagnant, or let's say it's stable. No, it does change. It's dynamic. In the global economy and technological advancements and regulatory environment. So professionals are constantly learning and adapting, keeping the work exciting and intellectually stimulating. So day in, day out, you do learn. It keeps on going. So let's say you are an analyst. Being an analyst, you can progress to become a senior analyst, a manager, a director, and ultimately the CFO, which is the chief financial officer, and other executive positions. And these roles are not a joke, like it's really great. And we have the professional development. We have the chartered financial analyst. If you're a chartered financial analyst, my brother, my sister, like it's a whole achievement on its own. Being a certified financial planner, FRM, which is a financial risk manager, which can further enhance career prospects. Yeah. So please, the next slide. So I had already spoken about this in my previous slide, but I will take time to explain a lot. So we have the career opportunities in finance. With finance, we can be a financial analyst, investment banker, portfolio manager, risk manager, financial planner or advisor, financial consultant, actuary, trader, which comes with the equities, fixed income, commodities, forex, and a whole lot, credit analyst. It's a whole lot. So a degree in finance, it opens door to a wide area, wide career path, career opportunities for finance personnel. Please, the next slide. So we will come to the industry trends. I really like this part, if we can take. So with the industry trends, we have the digital transformation and fintech innovations. So fintech, which is a financial technology company, they are companies and they are revolutionizing the finance industry by offering innovative solutions such as digital payments, peer-to-peer lending, which is a DeFi, the decentralized finance, and robo advisors and blockchain technology. And also with finance, people will say that AI is basically for IT people and others. No, finance to deal with AI, and we deal with the AI machine learning. So they are increasingly being used for fraud detection, credit scoring, algorithm trading, and customer service through chatbots and virtual assistants. So we have the blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So the blockchain technology is forming financial transactions by, how should I say, enhancing security, transparency, and efficiency, while cryptocurrencies are gaining traction as alternative assets and payment methods, right? And also the impact on traditional finance. So traditional financial institutions are now adopting digital strategies to remain. So they are now integrating fintech solutions to enhance customer experience, reduce costs, and improve operational efficiency, right? And also, we talk about ESG, which is social and governance criteria. There is a growing emphasis on ESG criteria and investment decisions, driven by increasing awareness of social and environmental issues. So now finance, even for some institution to get contract with either UN or these huge organizations, you have to be ESG compliant before they will give you the contract. They give you the contract. And also the emergence of decentralized finance. The decentralized finance is an emerging industry or sector within finance that leverages blockchain technology to offer financial services without traditional intermediaries like banks or brokerages, including lending, borrowing, and trading. So we are now in the centralized finance where banks serve as the intermediaries. So they go to the surplus unit to take money, lend it to the deficit unit. But with decentralized finance, which is a DeFi, they don't use intermediaries like the banks. No. It's like peer-to-peer lending. So one person at the other end, you two at the other end, you get to lend and do a lot of stuff. So please, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so we have challenges in the finance field. So the challenges, we have the regulatory and compliance challenges. we have the technological disruption and cybersecurity risks. So I just want you guys to know that finance is a growing industry. So if you want to major in finance, do research, get to understand yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses. Okay, sit down, ask yourself, am I good in math? Am I good in technology and other stuff? Don't listen to somebody that, oh, finance is this because of money and other stuff. My brother, my sister, some time will come after school, right? If you do not get something like, you do not get a good GPA, good class, it will go against you. This is the first degree. This is the first degree. So don't bother yourself to be like, oh, I want to do finance, so I'll do it. Knowing that you are not good in math, like you are not good in technology, you are not, sit yourself down. You with first degree, I would advise you do get to do something that you find passionate. Career path, your career path determines everything. So sit down. Who do you want to be? What do you want to be in the future? Personally, I had wanted to be a finance analyst, a data analyst, right? That's the reason why I decided to do finance. After my uncle advising me, that's the reason why I decided to do. I'm happy I'm following that career path now. So if you don't have any part in this, like you don't have any interest in this, and because of money, you decide to take this career path, it will go against you. So sit down, get to know that, okay, I want to be a finance analyst, a data analyst. I want to do big data. I want to do machine learning. I want AI and other stuff, right? Before you can decide to major in finance. I'm not trying to sound like finance is difficult or no. It's cheap. When you are good in math, it's cheap. When you are good in math, it's cheap. And you should know that try as much as possible to read ahead because finance changes. So today you might know fintech. So that was 2022 batch. Finance, they did fintech. Our time, 2023, it did change. And I know that as the industry is growing, school also try to adapt to the trend. So you see, they will get to do DeFi and a whole lot of things, decentralized finance and a whole lot. This blockchain, cryptocurrency, now that Dubai do accept salary payments from a blockchain using cryptocurrency as salary payments. You can see that time will come that countries will also adapt to it. They will accept it as legal thing. So that's all. Please, this is all. I must say thank you very much for your time. And I thank you to Philip for giving me this opportunity to speak to you guys. I'm available at any time. You can call me, you can WhatsApp me. This is my number there. You can email me, too. I'll be glad to assist you in everything I do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dennis. Please, if you have any questions for Dennis, he'll be on standby to answer your questions, please. Please raise your hands. Okay, Dennis, they're asking for your number. So if you can drop it in the chat box, if it wouldn't be a bother to you. Okay. Emanuela Mensah, your hand is up. You have a question. So I'm unmuting you. So you ask your question, please. Emanuela, you can go ahead.
So you know what I'm thinking we should do? Because I have the list of courses that BSc students are supposed to do in a screenshot and just release the courses the BA students will do or not do for me. Like I will write that one as the caption, you give the image of the BSc.
Please come again. Please come again. I didn't get that, please.
Was Eric speaking?
Please, do we still have Dennis around? Dennis, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I can't get a question. Please, can you come again?
Okay. Emanuela, you've been unmuted. Please ask your question.
I'm saying that I heard finance has to do with it has a little bit of accounting in it. And then so I just want to know how true is this? And then is it based on what she was saying? It looks like it has more of technology in it. So I just also want to verify that one too. Does it have like a lot of accounting stuff? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Manuela, for the question. Wow, that's great. So people say finance, it's more or less like accounting, and I must refute that. No, basically, we have electives, like free electives that you, as a student, you can decide to take course from these departments. And throughout my stay, I would say that it was only level 100 and level 200 that we did the accounting stuff over there. Level 300, I know that some people did what is it, FR, financial reporting and other stuff, but I did export administration and management of NGOs over at public admin. So it's not basically accounting. No. Finance, it's on its own. And also with the technology that I'm talking about how the industry is now growing, the trends as it stands now. We are now moving from the traditional finance, which is a centralized finance, to the decentralized finance, and that deals with technology. So for now, it's like most institutions, most schools have not adapted to that. So they are not using the technology as it stands now, but should they adapt to it? Just get to know that if anything should happen, you should do technology, like you should have knowledge about technology, like how to use technology, how to code. Not coding, not in a sense that difficult coding also. No. Just the basis. Please, are you okay?
Okay, I'm sure she got that right. I think we have another question in the comments in the chat section. Someone is asking if finance is about math together with technology.
Oh, okay, yeah. Finance is actually, should I say, maths? Like you do a lot, some reading part and others, but it's basically maths. Yeah, basically maths. And with the technology, it's, as I did explain earlier on, it's how the industry is, how the trend now. That's why I'm trying to give you guys the insights. What might happen should, in case you major in finance, because 2022 they did fintech, which is finance technology. Our time we did different thing. So this year it might change. So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Dennis, for this wonderful presentation.
Farida,
Yes.
please, I think there's a question Favor asked a question.
Okay.
So she's asking, is banking and finance part of finance as a whole?
As a whole.
I don't. Okay, so the program is banking and finance. You do part banking, part finance. You do part banking, part finance. So it's like you do everything under finance, you do everything under banking. So after school, you get knowledge on knowledge in banking, knowledge in finance. It's like they've blended it. Favor, please, do you get it? And also, Alvin, with the academic work, you do business finance, the managerial economics, fundamentals of entrepreneurship, research methods, introduction to human resource management, monetary theory. You do that. You do international finance and banking, financial markets and microfinance. Yeah, you do all this. You do bank management. They are all really great. They are all really great. They are all really great. No, no, no. It's not like business maths, please. Business maths is a whole course on its own.
Okay, thank you so much, Dennis. In the absence of any further question, is there any more question? Okay, someone says, if I'm not a math shark, I can't do finance. I think that'll be the last question when we're done.
You can do finance. If you are not a math shark, you can do it. You can do finance. You can. It's not difficult. Finance is not difficult. You can do it. Okay? Just be determined that this is what you want to do. This is what you want to get.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Dennis. I think we'd have to end it here for finance. Thank you.
You're welcome, Rita.
All right. Finally, we are getting to the end of today's program, and we have our last presentation coming up. It's indeed the last, but not the least. And I'm sure most of you have been looking forward to this particular presentation. This presentation needs not much introduction. The person that is going to take us through this presentation, he is a graduate of the University of Ghana Business School who majored in accounting. He was a past student of St. Francis Xavier Minor Seminary, and he was the valedictorian for the UGBS class of 2023. As I said earlier, he needs no much introduction, so we will dive right into this presentation. Please let's welcome Paul Sabogu. Paul, are you here with us, please? Okay, I started sharing his screen.
Wow, you see how he started sharing his screen even without you mentioning his name? Like,
I know, right? That's valedictorian thing.
Exactly.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Please, can you all hear me?
Yes, please.
And is my screen clear?
Yes, we can see
Start with the microphone.
I should go closer to the microphone.
Okay, now.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone for having me in this program. Sir Philip, thank you for calling me to come and speak to UGBS students. You know, they are the sharks in the world. When we talk about the whole of Ghana when it comes to business is UGBS. We all know that there's no argument about that. So talking to sharks like you, it's of interest to me, and I am very happy to contribute to this. And you know, when Philip contacted me about this, I saw that yes, this was a little bit demanding considering the way I'm very tight these days. But I was in the same situation like all of you 3 years back. I was very confused. I didn't know where I was going. Most people think I came to the university with the plan to do accounting. No, 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 no. It wasn't like that. Charlie, I came here without any course of direction. No. Level 100 days, I was just there learning. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah. Fast track, we entered 200. You know, we did the business maths, we did the basic accounting and all that. And then that was when it started clicking to me that maybe I should major in HR. Why? Simply because, like my other speakers, I had no background in accounting. As Xavier, I did geography, economics, French, and then history. In fact, there was no EMAS background too. So I felt like, hey, calculation courses. Business maths went well. I did well in business maths, but still, that kind of fear was there from level 100. Accounting is difficult. Charlie, accounting is difficult. Charlie, accounting is difficult. Everybody was saying that. Yeah. So I had those fears in me, and then, but thank God that I was able to overcome. So I saw it an opportunity to speak to you guys, and as I said, you guys are sharks, so I'm not going to spend my time. My slide is just 7, and I will finish very soon. We have spent so much time here. So um, I would like to just put this across. For you to choose a course, I think the most important thing for you is to do self-assessment. I would like to quote from the scriptures, First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says that, "For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of the man which is in him?" So we know ourselves more than anybody can know us. I know myself. I know my weakness. I know my strength. So the answer of what course you should do is lying within you, and you have to do self-assessment. There comes a time in a man's life when he has to silence the voices around him and just think, what is it that I want to do on this earth? What is my interest? What do I do with ease? And I think that 3 years ago, this was where I was. Like I said, do self-assessment. What are your strengths and weaknesses? You have to look at that. Sit down to think about it. This is what will help you. After you have assessed yourself and you have seen your strengths and weaknesses, then you can go ahead to speak to people. So you can see that I wrote to speak to people who know the situation. Now you have done your strength. I mean, after I did my strength and weakness, I realized that I could do the accounting. I realized I could do HR. Marketing, I was not so interested. I'm not the type that I'm not too forward going, so I wasn't really interested in marketing. But things like HR and then accounting and finance, they were of interest to me. So right now, these three, I realized that I could do any of them. My next point was to speak to people. Now, when I spoke to my family members and then other people, most of them were advising me to go for the HR simply because they also knew that accounting was difficult, and then me not having an accounting background from SHS was going to hurt me. But one important thing, God gave me the gift of friends. I had people I studied with. These people sat with me in class. In fact, there's this friend of mine for Statute. Every day we sit at the same place. We attend the same classes. Now, these are people that know you in class, not parents who sit at home to only see your transcript, not maybe mentors, as I will put it, who really don't sit with you during group studies. But these were friends, people like Philip and Co. They sit with me. We do group studies together. In class, they see how I analyze things. I try to explain to somebody doesn't understand. The person will ask me. So these people began to see a lot in me, and they were telling me that the accounts in there. If I have interest in it, I shouldn't let fears drive me away from it. And that gets us to our next point: conquer your fears. Somebody asked a question that, so if I'm not a math shark, can you do finance? Please go ahead. If you really have the interest, go ahead and do it. I always say that there is nothing you cannot do if you really set your mind to do it. And UGBS, we have a whole lot of institutions that can help you. We have group studies, we have friends everywhere that are willing to help. And these days we have YouTube. In fact, if the math is getting difficult, I remember financial accounting and then fundamentals of accounting. I basically learned it through YouTube. That was the time. Our time was the COVID period where we had a 6 weeks, 6 week packed classes. You have 2 classes in a week for each course. So I was doing 6. I was having 12 classes within 5 days, plus tutorials. So almost getting to 18. My head was always hot at every time. And they were teaching this accounting online. You don't even that time, the teachers were still learning how to write on Zoom. How to write on Zoom was a problem. So some of them just solve using Excel, put it on the table and come and present to you. So you can imagine. So I relied a lot on YouTube, and then YouTube taught me. So I'm saying that what conquer your fears. There are avenues for you to learn. Now consult seniors. We are here. Philip is here. Some people who are doing who are still in 400 and 300 are with you. Talk to them. Let them tell you what the course is about. What does it mean to do this course? What does it mean to be an accountant? What does it mean to be a finance person? Please utilize your seniors very well. I think that was one of the issues that helped me. I spoke to some seniors, and then They gave me serious advice. They told me that, Paul, you are good. Go ahead. If you really want to do accounting, go ahead and do it. And as I said, so these are some of the factors that will influence your choices. And specifically, do the self-assessment. That's why I kept it in caps. Then after that, you can follow the rest. Remember to conquer your fears. Now, let me go into accounting because that's what I've done and I would like to speak a lot about it. Is accounting interesting? The question is simply yes. Very, 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 very interesting. Accounting is intuitive. You have to think. Let me give an example. For example, I believe 200 you have done correct errors. You can see how cost of sales can affect your profit, and after it has affected your profit, it goes ahead to affect your equity. All that income surplus and all that. They can frame a question that you have to think. That makes it interesting. Yeah, for me, it makes me apply my brains. I see how closing stock can affect cost of sales, which goes ahead to affect my profit, which then goes ahead to affect my equity because equity consists of share capital plus retained earning. Where they retain earning, you carry profit there. That chronological effect, people usually call it snowballing. It's interesting when I'm working questions and I have to think that way. It makes me use my brains, and that's one of the interesting things about accounting. Secondly, accounting is about principle. Please, accounting is not too much of mathematics. The math that you will do is usually even related to the finance side, which I'll come to. But accounting is not too much of mathematics. It's just the 1 plus 1 that you use your calculator to do, but it is about principles. Principle. We have IFRS and FR. They tell you what you are supposed to do. So just understand the principles. So it's not like business maths that you should be crying about. Now you have to be analytical. Like I said, I give an example concerning the how cost of sales can affect gross profit and all that. You have to be able to analyze, especially when it comes to ratios. I don't know whether you people have done ratios more, but you have to give meaning to things. What could have brought about this? And people think that accounting is about debit and credit. That's the only thing. No, analysis is what accounting is. You can't just say debit and credit. You have to tell us what it means to have a debit in your statements. And that is why it has to be analytical. Another interesting thing about accounting is that, it's related to other field. Accounting and finance, they are twins. Accountants provide information that finance people work with. And like I will say, for you to do accounting and add a little bit of finance, most people like to do accounting undergraduate and postgraduate, they do finance, others go ahead to do economics. And if we look at the way the business school is structured, if we are offering accounting, you do courses from econs department, you do courses from finance department. Some of my favorite courses were the business finance one, business finance two, where you get to do time value of money, how money depreciate over time. It was very, very interesting, and that's one thing about it. You can easily divert to other fields, especially finance and economics. Most people like to do accounting as their background, which then helps them to apply it in the finance and economics. So those are some of the interesting stuffs about accounting that I can speak about. Yeah. So for career path, is plenty. Auditing. So I'm going to use these things to tell you the accounting, the courses that you should expect in accounting. This career path is going to guide me. We will do auditing. But first of all, before we go to auditing, let's talk about financial reporting. If we do accounting, financial reporting, financial accounting, these are some of the things you'll be doing, preparing financial statements of organizations, applying international financial reporting standards, which are principles. They tell you that when this happened, do this. And that is usually what financial reporters do. We also have the auditors who come to now check what the financial reporters have done. Have they done it in accordance with the standard? So you have auditors, internal auditors, and one of like my brother Dennis talk about technology. It's not only in the finance field. You can see forensic auditing here. This is a serious thing. They use technology to see whether what you have done is right. And those are some of the areas. Like I said, accounting is more of these days that become more of like managerial decision making too. We talk about management accounting. This way you have to do forecasting, you have to do planning, you have to do strategy, and in a way we merge with the marketing department to make some of these decisions. For example, if we are going to price a product, the marketing people will need feedback from accounting using things like the CVP analysis, break-even analysis to tell them the least price for which they can break even at least, not to make losses. And this is in collaboration with departments like marketing. The marketers will tell you whether they want to go with penetration price, which means that their prices are supposed to be low. So the management accountant has to come out with ways to reduce costs so that this can happen. It's that's why I said the interrelation in accounting is just too much. It's like you are dancing in the middle, which you can easily cross into every path to make decisions. You can talk about things like consultancy and advisory, compliance, information technology. And let me emphasize on this. Like my brother Dennis said, data analytics has become one of the major issues in the world. And accountants, we analyze a lot of data. People don't know. But when you are going to even do auditing these days, data analytics is very important. And also doing financial statement analysis to identify anomalies in financial statements, to know what went wrong in an organization. All these things we use data. Yeah. So it will be of interest in an accountant to take data analytics very serious. For as far as I know, there is this alumni that organizes I think something on Excel. Please try and join. His name is Sir Bernard. Yes, I think Finex or so. Please try and join. They usually have it at the graduate school on Fridays. Please look for the days they have the meetings. If they have not changed it, and join. Learn something about Excel. My workplace, I use Excel a lot. Excel on almost everything. Learn something about data analytics. How do I use Excel? Simple formulas. If you can't go complex, please be able to know how to use simple formulas. Sometimes I'm in the workplace and they bring a lot of financial statements. They're just too plenty. If I don't know how to use the Excel formulas just to drag and drop everything and finish it, I'll spend my whole day. Meanwhile, I have personal life too. So please take that very seriously. Now, taxation, very interesting. This is law. Accountants, we do law. Taxation is law. And if you were if you are somebody who wanted to do law, and then you manage to find your way inside business when you're doing accounting, taxation will be one of the most interesting thing for you. We analyze the tax law, we plan, we do compliance to make sure that people are compliant. Recently Parliament proposed EVAT. How is it going to be implemented? This is the type of thinking accountants have. And like I said, one of my advice to you will be that please take the finance courses very, very seriously, especially business finance one, business finance two. When you enter level 300 or so, you do managerial economics, you do things like monetary theory. These are what makes add value to an accountant. If we go and sit down at your workplace with only your IFRS and then your debit, your credit, your cost of sales, it will make you, in a way, let me use the word archaic, but you should be able to analyze data from the finance perspective, even though you are not totally a finance person. So take them very seriously. And if God permits, if you complete and then you want to do postgraduate degree, I'll advise you to do finance or something. If you would like that, and then maybe economics or data analytics. Now, I would like to end this. Please pray for directions. Pray for direction. Jeremiah said that, "Oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his own steps." Other translations will say that it is not within a man to direct his own steps. Please pray to God too, that God should direct you to make the right choices. This is a very defining moment for you people. And I don't know, maybe if I had done HR, I don't know whether I would have been where I am. But so far, I haven't regretted my decision. And I kept this thing, I kept prayer into this thing. I prayed every day that God to direct me. Like, let me give you the scenario. Even until the day I'll do the registration, I was still bent on doing HR. It was something that was almost constant. It was when I logged into MIS Web, then suddenly I don't know what happened. I just clicked on financial reporting. Then after that, I clicked on the other courses. Then I just did register. That was all. So even when I told my one of my closest friends, Chitop, that I had registered for accounting, he was telling me I was lying. So I had to do screenshot of the course registration, and he was very shocked because I spoke with him and he advised me that I should still go for the accounting, and I was still adamant that I'll do HR. 1 hour before the registration. And when I just logged into the MIS web, I don't know what happened. And I believe that it was some form of divine intervention. That's why I'm saying pray, oh, guys, pray, pray. Don't say I didn't tell you. I think this way I'll end my presentation, and then if there is any question, I'm ready and I'm available to answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. That was so insightful. Okay, somebody has the hand raised. Emmanuel Kofi Bentum, I'm sure you have a question. So I'll quickly unmute you so you ask your question. Emmanuel, are you there? Okay, I think we lost Emmanuel. But please, if you have any questions for our valedictorian, you can ask that quickly. Anything concerning accounting. Okay. Paul, I think they're asking to share your contact, if that is okay with you. If you're fine with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm sure you can drop it in the chat box. Okay. Okay, someone is asking, did you ever fail a course?
Now
By the grace of God,
3.98, no bezo really 3.98.
by the grace of I always like to put God first. By the grace of God, no, that never happened. And
Wow,
I believe by the grace of God. Yes.
That's great. All right. Someone else is asking, do you do one-on-one mentorship program?
As at now, no, but I do communicate with a lot of people. But not too much. My schedule is very tight. There's a lot that's going on at the back, but I do communicate with people. If I have a problem, you just give me a text message. I will respond at an appropriate time. I try my best, yeah, but not in a group like discipline and associate, the group like scholars and associate. I don't have something like that, but I do. If you text me, I will respond. Yes.
Sure. All right. Someone is asking, what was your least grade?
Oh, oh, by the grace of God, B plus. Yes, thank you.
A B plus. Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Okay. Any more questions? If you want to major in accounting and you have any questions you're doubting, they are surprised about the B plus. Any more questions before Paul leaves us? Please take advantage. If you're an aspiring valedictorian, you would want to be a valedictorian, you can ask him how he was able to do that, to juggle studies and his personal life. Any questions at all? Okay, someone is asking if accounting has a cutoff point.
Usually, I know they usually say C plus, but I don't think they are too strict with it. The C plus is for fundamentals of accounting and then financial accounting. These two, but I don't really know whether they are that strict with the cutoff points. Yes. I see somebody is asking whether he can write ICAG when he's in level 100. Yes, please. Please, you can go ahead. It's just that you have to write all the 13 papers. You have to write all. If you completed, you just write 8. But you can go ahead and write.
Okay. Okay, I think someone has raised a hand. Oluchi, I'm unmuting you so you ask your question, please.
Please, I would like to know, how were you able to study? How was your plan like? What were you doing? How did you keep up that attitude of always studying and keeping up your GPA to be how it was?
Well, I will have to say something. I was not always studying as in like all the time. I think the place I did much a lot of studies was in 200. That was because I had just come in. I didn't have background with accounting, and they were doing 6 weeks, 6 weeks for the whole accounting course, and it was online. That time I was learning too much, but that's what helped me. Because of that, I grabbed the principles. The basic things like just the accrual principles that you do in financial accounting. Those prepayment and things. I was able to grab them because I was consistent in 200 learning. So when I entered 300, I was using those principles most of the time. So even if I am not able to get the time to study a lot, when I enter the exams for, I just draw knowledge from those things to write, and it made things simple for me in my studies. When you listen, I will advise you this: the fundamentals, take them very seriously. When you build a foundation, the rest of the things you just make inferences to be able to understand them. You don't really need a lot of time. 300, what was 300 and 400, what was taking my time was project work and group works. Most of the group works, I was the group leader and I had to be doing them. I had to be coordinating and then supervising people. Having non-resident life, it wasn't easy to say that I wasn't really learning all the time as in people say, but it was just grabbing the principles earlier and then being able to apply them even in serious situations, even if I don't know. Yeah, so basically, I think the fundamentals will help me. Yeah. Um, and also be consistent. See, as I said, I wasn't learning all the time, but I don't need to hold a book to learn. If I'm working, I can be thinking about a particular IFRS or a particular principle, just working, or maybe sometimes I'm in a meeting, but I'm not in the meeting. When at the workplace, it happens a lot. I'm there, but my mind is somewhere. I'm trying to think about something some problem I couldn't solve. So those are the small opportunities that you have. Use them, um, something like that. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
I think we'll take two more questions and then he'll drop his contacts in the chat section. So after here, you can contact him about anything. Let me get two more questions and then we'll be done. Someone is asking, how did you overcome the most difficult courses?
Okay. The most difficult course.
It's not easy. Mhm.
Let me see. I think my most difficult course.
What
My
I would
most
major.
difficult. Well, okay. I can't really say, but I can't really mention a particular course. But the reading courses, they were really giving me tough time. Like I said, I don't really like to sit down for too long just clocking things like advantages, um sitting down just learning things like advantages, disadvantages, characteristics, features. So they make it they make things look a little bit boring. So what I usually those the reading courses were what not they were not really difficult or giving me hard time, but they made me have to go extra to learn, extra hours to learn. And like I said, I was group leader for most courses, so I wasn't really having that time to always learn. So but what I did was that I try to manipulate points. So if I see a feature, if I see a feature, I can turn into a disadvantage. I can turn into this one, an advantage. Just try to manipulate that. I can't sit down. So I can learn just one feature and then maybe 5 features of a thing. And then if I go to exam, maybe something like principle of management, business policy, I can turn those things into advantages, disadvantages, something like that. Yeah, so but the other calculation courses, like I said, it's more of principle. If you sit down and they teach you, just solve a little bit of questions and then that's what you'll be okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the last one, someone is asking, what opportunities have you received due to your achievements? I think that'll be the last.
Well, opportunities. This is one of the opportunities. Also, I've it has given me access to big men, um, big men to that definition. People I didn't know, people I had no business knowing, people I could not reach. But sometimes you just walk into a place and somebody goes to tell this person that this boy, he this, he did this and that, and then they'll just call you, and then that's how it starts. Start to flow. You start to talk. And yeah, so basically those are some of the opportunities that you would get. But one thing is that it can make you confused a lot. Somebody's telling you come and join me. Somebody's telling you come and join me. Somebody's telling you come and work with me. This person is telling you come and work with me. Ah, it's a little bit tough sometimes, and it gives you a lot of burden. But it gives you access to men. And like one of my favorite apostles always say, this is the world of men. So having that access to men grants you a lot of advantages. You can easily walk into some offices and just have a conversation with some of the people, and it's really interesting. So those are some of the opportunities. Sometimes you are just working and somebody calls you, you've never seen the person anywhere. The person has never seen you, but just because maybe somebody whispered into his ear that this person, then the person starts to give you opportunities. Something like this that happened today. I just had to, somebody gave me a message and I didn't know the person, and we started to vibe. Those are the kind of things I can talk about. Maybe along the line, you get some job opportunities, job affairs. I remember immediately after the graduation, that happened. But I wasn't ready by that time. I was still doing service. I didn't want a lot of litigations and things. So, those kind of things. That's what I can tell you. I can't go too much into details. Yeah.
Wow, that must be very, very nice. I'm sure right now most of the students are all aiming to be valedictorian so that they have all these opportunities coming their way. But thank you so much, Paul, for this wonderful presentation. We are so glad that you took time to speak to our students. Um, by now, I'm sure most of the students here, you've all made up your mind on which major to going for, be it HR, be it marketing, be it public administration, accounting, finance, whatever it is. I'm sure with the kind of presentations that we've had today, most of you have made up your mind. The little that I would like to add based on my own experience is that if you're going in for a major, please don't follow the crowd. Don't say my friend is doing this, so I'm also doing that. I know most of our speakers have spoken on that today. Look at your strength. Look at what you're good at. Usually your first degree doesn't really determine what you're going to end up doing. And so for your first degree, I would advise that you would go in for what you're good at. Find what you're really good at and go in for it. Don't be moved by what people are saying. Look within yourself and know what is good for you and go for it. After your first degree, you can master in anything at all that you'd want to do. And I promise you, you'd be successful. Initially, it might seem like it's all so huge, it's so big. It might not be clear to you now, but everything is a step at a time. Do what you're good at now, and then later you can do whatever you would want to do. Thank you so much to all our speakers that have spoken and inspired us today. I'm sure we are very convinced about what we want to do going forward, especially what to major in and what not to. At this point, I would like to invite the founder for Scholars and Associates, Philip Praiser, to give us a few words before we end our program for today. Philip, if you're with us, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much, Farida. But Farida, we didn't see your face. I don't know whether they know you already.
Oh, you want to see my face?
Yes, because the other speakers shared their video. Like they turned on the video and then we saw their faces. But
All right, I'll quickly do that. Okay. I don't know if you can see me, but hi everyone. Okay, so this is me. Okay. Over to Hi Philip, are you here?
yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you.
So I want to share some time with the valedictorian. So let's look at this video. So this video, when I told the valedictorian that he would be the valedictorian, and he was denying, not knowing. Chairman knows that he will be the valedictorian. So let's watch.
Philip.
Right. And then this video to Paul. I'm sorry. There's no way about book. Sometimes we have fun. And that's right. Not just about book. Don't think it's just about book. Every day book. Can you see how the Okay, and also the graduation picture. So this was our study group. Let me see. This was study group, scholars and associates study group, like my level, yes, when we were in level 400. So this, can you see Farida? Can you see my pointer? So that is Farida, and this is Ohene Douglas, and this is, hey, who is this? Who is this person? He looks familiar. I don't. Let me see. Okay.
CEO of
And,
SNE.
and this is Modrina, and this is Paul. This is Janice, and this is Foster. So that was a tight, steady group. And this is Paul when they were having marketing. Is it marketing exhibition? Marketing exhibition. So when you get to level 300, you would do that. If you do marketing, there'll be a time that they will group you into various groups, and you would do exhibition. So that is Paul representing his group. And then what else? So this was our graduation, and then so that is Paul. This is Moses. He was an insurance student, but he was our friend. And then this is Foster Tutor. And this is, hey, who is this? Okay. So what else? And this is the time that we had a graduation dinner. After the graduation, we were invited to UGBS organized a program, and then they invited the valedictorian and his cohort. So that is Paul Sabogu dancing. He was looking at my moves, and all right. So what else? And this was Scholars and Associates Study Group. So, and what else? Yes. So in fact, we had fun time. Let's look at this video. Let me see. No. And Silvana here, please. Okay. So, Farida,
I'm struggling to hear you, please.
So after this video, then you.
I can't hear you, please.
So this was time with the dean of the business school. So Paul, myself, and Foster, we have been meeting the dean of business school sometime to discuss vital issues. So the last day of our lectures, we took some pictures with him together with other UGBS students. So you can see the dean in the middle. You can see Kofi Philip. You can see Paul. So this girl is Mabel. Mabel was, I think, the third student. When I started with Scholars and Associates, she was the third student or so. She was very down, and then I was surprised she came out with first class honors. But then God can do everything. So that is Mabel for you. Now she's a big woman. So chief valedictorian, and I've forgotten his name, and then this is Philip. So everyone wanted to take pictures with us, right? Uh-huh. So that is Chutok Foster with his medal. So this is what a lot of people are yearning for, this blue thing. And this is one of our friends from Scholars and Associates Study Group. That is Emily, and this is Kofi Philip. Okay. And these are my friends from the distance education department. This guy was supposed to be the valedictorian, like for the other division, for the distance education, but then his GPA is also high, but then they didn't give it to him. And this is one of my friends as well. That is the Kofi Philip boy. And this is the valedictorian with the CEO of Scholars and Associates. This is our graduation dinner photos. So thank you very much for your time. So on that note, Farida, please call upon Silvana to give the closing remarks for this program. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, thank you. Silvana, okay, please give us our closing remarks for our program today.
Thank you so much, Farida. So please, as she rightly said, my name is Silvana Teman, and I'm here to give a brief closing remark. So as we end this session, I hope you have gained valuable insights on the various academic paths available to you. And then you have also realized that you need to go in for what aligns with your strengths and with your passion and your long-term goals, and not just what is popular or easy. So we heard from the various speakers the various academic paths, which included the human resource, the health management, public relations, marketing, accounting, business, banking, and finance. So please, I would say that you really don't even have to hear from all of them, but maybe there's one particular thing one speaker said that touched you so much. You need to stay on that and go. And as you journey through this academic phase, I would like to say that you should keep in touch with SNA, because SNA is here to assist you with everything you need, with the tuition, with the past questions, with everything. And then it gives you mentorship and guides you even aside academics. So thank you so much for giving me your ear. Once again, my name is Savannah Teman, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Silvana. Thank you all so much for joining today's program. I'm sure you all are well informed about which courses to major in. And I would please plead with you that whatever our speakers have said today, please take all the advice seriously, because it will go a long way to help you in making the right choices for your courses. So thank you all once again. Once again, thank you to the BHJCR for giving us this opportunity, for collaborating with the scholars and associates to bring this to the UGBS students. Thank you, BHJCR. Thank you for joining this program. It's a bye.
Hey, so we didn't give closing prayer, and the opening prayers we didn't hear.
Okay, Philip, give us closing prayer.
Hey, okay. Oh, most gracious Father, we thank you for everything. We bless you, your name, for all your handiworks and everything. Jesus Christ, we thank you for the blood shed on the cross. Holy Spirit, we bless you for protection and everything. Father, we thank you for your Son and your Holy Spirit. We thank you for a wonderful session like this. Thank you for passing through us to be able to deliver a wonderful peace, Father, to your own glory. You began with us. Thank you for bringing us to a successful end. We pray that whatever we have learned will be in our head. So, Father, when we are taking decisions, your Holy Spirit remind us so that we will be able to make meaningful decisions. We thank you for everything that you have done for us. In Jesus' name I pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, BHJCR.